I have $100.
This program.
Hey,
In 2020.
As someone who
All right. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ned Ghost Rider broadcast. I'm Ned Ghost Rider. Most people call me Ghost. Welcome in. It is Thursday, March 26, 2026. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? On this wonderful day that is also just known as Second Friday. Hope y'all are thirsty, because I'm about to pour it on. I'm about to bring some React content. We're going to do some hog watch. We're going to do some good shit. Keko's been fucking begging for this for fucking months. For months. And at first I didn't see him in the chat. I'm like, this motherfucker has been begging for hog watch and he's not going to fucking be here for it. But he showed up. He showed up. Also, sorry, the Words of Friends is still going. I definitely fucked you guys over there. But we're going to do some React content. We're going to do some hog watch. And we finished Stranded Deep yesterday. I finished up the current job I'm on, and I have given myself the weekend off. However, I am not actually going to have off this weekend because I have to coach baseball all day tomorrow. And then I have baseball practice Saturday, which I have to drive to. And then drive back from. But Sunday, I guess I will have a day off. So. But yeah. I worked today. I made a lot of money today. I'm not mad about it. I made good money today. And all the bills are paid for the month. So it's pretty nice that I'm relatively comfortable at this point this early. I've made a terrible mistake. I turned on Manosphere. No, you haven't. You gotta... Wait, you turned on Manosphere? Like, not this channel Manosphere? You've turned on the YouTube Manosphere? Caught a Gifty and Addy stream? Nice. Life is Strange was so good. I finished it on one sitting. It will make you cry like a waterfall. Oh, that's good, Bite Sync. Both? What? RP the algorithm? Yeah, spicy water, you're fucked. You're fucked! Also, I don't understand why I'm considered the manosphere. Why am I considered the manosphere? Is it because I'm wearing my camo? My camo that's literally the John Brown Hunting Club? Chat, do you know who John Brown hunted? He hunted slavers. He hunted slave owners. That's why I wear the John Brown Hunting Club. Oh no, you are my counter? Oh boy. Chat, I'm live and alive. And we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna start with some fun first. We're gonna start with some fun. We're gonna do casually explained. You know what? We're gonna do casually explained. WallStreetBets. Because that's one kind of hog. That's one kind of hog. Now you might ask, what is a hog? Well, a hog is a thing. Is a living thing that will eat any slop that is put in front of it. When we refer to hog, we're kind of referring to conservative. Any and all conservative. They will eat up anything that you put in front of them. Which is why they're the easiest audience to dupe and grift on. Which is why everybody, makes a right-wing pivot when they're in trouble or the audience numbers are going down. Which is why I'm announcing my right-wing pivot. I'm kidding. Wait, why are you in follower only? Did I miss something? Danny, we are always in follower only mode. We've been follower only mode for like almost 2 years. We also refer to conservatives as chuds. Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers. Because ultimately, that's kind of what they are. If you look at them, they're not exactly the prettiest people in the world because white supremacy makes people very ugly. And also, they're not very smart. Change the iPhone, what the fuck? How did I not notice? I don't know, Danny. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about WallStreetBets hogs first. Casually Explained is going to tell us all about WallStreetBets. White supremacy equals denying the need of sunscreen. I guess. But anyway, let's get right into it. NTSB gave a day one update on the LaGuardia accident, by the way. Which equals ugly. Was the air traffic controller tired and worked too many hours? Also, Kidda, congratulations on the first. Keko on the second. Lemon on the third. All right, Wall Street mentioned time to head out. Okay, Danny. Why would you head out? We're making fun of fucking Wall Street.
Not anymore, you don't.
Also, wouldn't it be better to understand what Wall Street is doing so you can tell them to go fuck themselves in the smartest way possible? As a business major, I no longer want to see, hear, breathe numbers. Oh, we're not talking about numbers. We're not talking about numbers. We're making fun of the fucking people that do that shit.
Poof.
On November 29, 2011, Drake released the motto, which popularized the word YOLO, the once trademark catchphrase of the now well-known subreddit WallStreetBets. Little did Drake know he wasn't just popularizing a cringy millennialism and double wristing, truly two sides of the same coin, he was setting humanity down a slippery slope of degeneracy that would replace our idea of a retirement plan with an 11-leg Washington Wizards parlay, which to be fair in this day and age are both equally unlikely ever to materialize.
Back.
Prior to COVID, WallStreetBets was actually a pretty small community of mostly white-collar, early middle-aged professionals, usually in finance or software, who would write up what was called a due diligence or DD report on a niche stock or commodity they thought was
Anything in Gen? We had a Wall Street sim and I almost dropped the fuck out. I'm sorry.
was going to experience a massive price move in the next week or two due to an impending and exciting catalyst. Then they'd post the positions they'd taken to capitalize on the idea before following up later with their losses. For non-market people, you need to understand that when people talk about stocks, they're talking about how you can take your hypothetical savings.
The airport is fully equipped with ground-based collision avoidance system, but it relies on transponders to work. And truck number 1, which was the truck involved in the crash, didn't have a transponder. That makes sense. Made me realize that wasn't for me. That makes sense, Lemon. It also shouldn't have happened, though. There's multiple fail-safes. I feel bad for the air traffic controller that fucked up. Many things have to fail for an accident to take place. Yep.
Buy a piece of someone else's business and then get the rewards from their work by clicking one button on the internet and then not doing anything. When I tell people who don't know this, it's a pretty common reaction to think it sounds too good to be true and must be a scam, which is partially true, but it's also the bedrock of the entire global economy, so you better get with the times. If this is even remotely revelatory for anyone, you better forget it, because Wall Street and WallStreetBets is not about figuring out how to maximize returns on your capital by investing in actually good businesses like Costco or Toyota. It's realizing that there are heavily traded financial derivatives for orange juice futures, and this is going to be a screwdriver summer, my girlies. During this era of the mid to late 2010s, WallStreetBets, along with the rest of Reddit, gradually started to skew to a younger and larger audience as it became more of a social media app, resulting in a lot more college students who hadn't quite cut their teeth in the derivative markets to join the scene. This culminated in the finale of the OG era of WallStreetBets in 2019, when user Control the Narrative used a Robinhood exploit to get $48K in margin on a $2,000 account, or as he described, leveraged for my personal risk tolerance. Then he bought $50,000 worth of Apple puts, held through earnings, then live streamed himself reacting to losing it all, uttering the now infamous After asking WallStreetBets if he's going to go to jail and what he should do, a user assuaged his concerns by saying, just delete the app. This, however, would quickly be forgotten, as literally at the same time...
That's not how that shit works. That's not how that works. When you delete the app, there's still records of the app.
China was welding people into their apartment buildings for catching what was seemingly just a bad case of pangolin fever.
Okay, this is why I have a problem with Casually Explained. This is why I have a problem with Casually Explained. Because he says shit like this, which is fucking propaganda. They were welding exits. They were welding exits so that there was one entry and exit. So it'd be easier to track cases of COVID.
Which caused many people to say, oh, classic China, as they arrogantly enjoyed their Western freedoms and abundance of toilet paper. The second era of WallStreetBets coincided with its massive surge in popularity during COVID, because everyone was forced inside indefinitely with thousands in stimulus checks and unemployment payments that they desperately needed to avoid using to pay down their student debt, as that was congressionally deferred and would obviously never be coming back. The COVID era was one of the best WallStreetBets ever had, because most people getting involved with markets for the first time were just panicked that the entire global economy was going to collapse and we'd all die. Meaning it wasn't so much about making money or coming up with a dumb circle jerk DD, it was about WallStreetBets becoming a front page subreddit where the best and brightest 20-year-olds could try to educate the masses. Then I could not understand anything they said and just make fun of them with a meme and get 10 times as many upvotes. It really made you feel that if we're all going to die, at least we'd die together. And it wasn't like you were losing money, it felt like we were losing money.
Yes, I was all over this. Yes, I know, Keko. I know. This is when I realized I need to have an intervention with Keko. Back in my capitalist days, yeah, this is when I realized I need to have an intervention with Keko.
Which everyone was, because actual Wall Street was siphoning as many extra stimulus checks as possible from the peasants to the wealthy, which at least brought back a sense of normalcy to the middle class. To me, the absolute peak of this era, other than the memes, was that because everyone in the community was so green, all the trends were just a random internet guy making up a nonsensical but easy to follow narrative, and then everyone would just pile into a trade. This included such classics as, we'll buy liquor stocks.
Are you noticing how I'm casually finding excuses to drop my new emotes? No, I'm not. I'm not noticing that at all. Nope. Not at all.
because everyone's at home drinking, which was only derailed because the author did not take into account that one of the biggest customers of the alcohol industry was restaurants and bars, which were in fact closed. There was also, we'll buy Activision because Call of Duty Warzone would massively beat revenue estimates because everyone's at home playing it, which was only derailed because Candy Crush, Activision's actual highest grossing game, was only played by Chinese moms at airports and missed on revenue completely. Another iconic moment was the SPAC bubble, which is shell companies that are publicly listed that would acquire private companies in order to backdoor them into public markets for a huge fee without going through a lengthy and legally rigorous IPO. This brought us such stocks as Lordstown Motors, highly...
God damn, I remember fucking people advocating for the SPAC stocks like crazy. Oh, thank God I didn't do that shit. Don't forget the cops playing Candy Crush. That is true. That is true, but the cops were masked at the time, so they weren't able to play Candy Crush.
And ChargePoint, which are all now down 99% from their peak. Then there's my personal pet peeve scam stock, Nikola Motors, a company that commissioned a few 3D renders of a hydrogen truck from Fiverr, then filmed them...
Oh my God, I remember Nikola Motors. I remember that shit.
...themselves rolling another truck down a hill to make it look like it worked. Market cap? $30 billion. A company with a single 3D render was worth more than Ford Motors. I personally hated this company with an Air Canada level of passion because of the brazen intention of the CEO to just make shit up all the time, which is exemplified by the time he pointed to...
Wait, you're literally describing Elon Musk. You're describing Elon Musk, casually explained.
...the tablet in the driver's seat and said, "This media console uses a custom operating system we designed that runs on an HTML supercomputer." If you don't know why that's so tilting, that's like me saying, yeah, we recreated DoorDash, but instead of delivering the food to your house, we just cook it for you directly in the app. My single favorite event in the COVID era was one of the many guys who in April of 2020 bought a bunch of futures contracts for West Texas Intermediate crude oil when everyone ran out of space to store it and prices hit negative $32 a barrel. Hours later, he sold every contract except one as the price rose to negative $4 for a nice profit. He went on WallStreetBets to brag that just his one remaining contract was worth over $26,000 and that trading for the contract expired, so he'd locked it in at that price.
Chat, I know where this is going. As someone who took many energy business finance classes, I'm willing to bet that he had to honor those contracts. I'm willing to bet he had to honor those contracts after the expiration date. And he didn't have any oil to honor those contracts. Gold Futures is still the best post on WallStreetBets. Hope it's in here.
Another user then pointed out that an expired WTI futures contract isn't cash settled and that he didn't lock in a $26,000 profit. He locked in $26,000 worth of crude oil that would be physically delivered to him in Cushing, Oklahoma. At the time...
Although sometimes I wish you had Chatterino pings for offline instead of relying on Fossabot emails. Don't worry, I figured out that HVAC issue, although it's janky as hell.
And this was the funniest misunderstanding I'd ever read, and is up there with the guy who lost it all on ornamental gourds. Do yourself...
Oh, there it is! There it is! Oh, no, there it is! Classic! Classic! This post is fucking amazing.
Favor and pause to read this one. I remember seeing this for the first...
Okay, he said, do a favor and pause. I've lost everything. I'm not sure how to continue. This summer, I invested $17,500, 6 months salary, and my entire life savings into ornamental gourd futures, hoping to capitalize on this lucrative emerging industry. After watching a video about Vincent Kosuga and his monopoly on onions, I decided I'd try to do something similar with another vegetable. I did some research and found out many agricultural forecasters expect this year's gourd yield to be far smaller than the past due to deteriorating soil conditions in central Mexico and warmer than average spring. At first, demand soared around Halloween and prices skyrocketed, but the gourd bubble burst on November 12th. Unfortunately, the coronavirus caused a massive drop-off in demand due to fewer families decorating their tables for Thanksgiving, and prices plummeted. I invested early enough that I thought I would still be fine, but then on the morning December 2nd, a new email inbox caused my stomach to turn into a pretzel. The massive gourd shipment from Argentina, scheduled for early March, had arrived. I was planning on selling off my futures right before this. In February, this ruined everything. To top it off, the gourds in the shipment were absolutely gargantuan, some topping 4 pounds each, causing the price per pound to drop like an anchor into the range of 6 cents per pound. I am ruined. My dude got fucked by pumpkins. Chat, we learned in class, there was a person that was doing speculative trading on natural gas contracts, and they bought a whole bunch of long positions. For those that don't know, a long position is you buy stocks or you buy futures contracts, right? You're buying it, right? So you're buying it in hopes that you sell it at a higher price. Shorting it, is selling contracts and then hoping you can buy at a lower one. I agree, it's looking dire as fuck right now. Yeah. So this person had a shit ton of long positions for natural gas contracts. And then Katrina hit. And the fucking prices absolutely fucking skyrocketed. So he made like millions and millions and millions of dollars. I think he made like $250 million on it. Right? So he made like $250 million on it. So I think like 3 years later or something like that, another hurricane was coming. So he tried to do the same thing and he fucking fucked up and lost, not all of it, but he lost a shit ton of fucking money. So when we did simulations for natural gas speculative contracts, and the people that we were working with, we literally had a meeting with them once a week. And they were like, hey, if I have a trader that's like, I did $1 million the other day, I'm going to be pissed off at him because like, you didn't fucking properly hedge your shit. What the fuck are you doing? You dumbass. I'm going to take somebody that properly hedges it and makes like $10,000 to $20,000 or something like that. So it's just like, shit's all fake. It's all fucking fake, chat. Don't think people quite grasp how the Hormuz things affects growing, especially corn auto. Yep. If it was important, Fawcett would have emailed me. I asked Fawcett to email you. Stupid bot came to do a simple task. Hello, the boy is making tacos, so I can't stay. Okay, cat. Have fun with your tacos. I'm really fussed about the Strait of Hormuz. We can always use the gay Hormuz. Yeah, the entire world is fucked right now, chat, because Donald Trump needed to bomb somebody to distract from the Epstein files. And also, Israel is psychotic, too.
Time actually laughing my ass off and thinking, this is literally the funniest satire I have ever read. And then I looked at the guy's post history and was like, there's no fucking way. There's actually no fucking way. Frankly, homie must be doing fine now because he might be the only person I'm certain could not be replaced by AI. In 2021, as COVID was nearing an end, we began the final chapter of WallStreetBets that led us into the modern day, which was the GameStop short squeeze. As of right now, the most upvoted post in the entire history of Reddit is about GameStop, which gives you a sense of scale of this whole operation. In brief, user Roaring Kitty posted a good old-fashioned DD on how GameStop might appear to be a failing brick-and-mortar retailer being usurped by online digital video game sales, that because this was such a consensus Wall Street view, the amount of people who were borrowing stock.
Oh, I remember this. I remember this too. I had friends that jumped in on this shit and then fucking ended up losing money because they're stupid. Also, the GameStop price stayed up for a very, very long time. It stayed very high for a very, very long time because these dumbasses kept saying, oh, just hang on to it. Just hang on to it. Also, I think it pretty much helped GameStop from going bankrupt because when your stock prices are high, you can then go to banks and be like, hey, look at our stock prices. Look at our stock prices. And then you can get like loans and shit.
Stock to sell it short was immense, and his idea was it was a classic setup for a short squeeze, which means if the price were to go up a lot in a short period of time, all the people shorting would be forced to buy more stock to close their losing position, resulting in a Volkswagen-style infinite money glitch for buyers. Actual finance people were quick to point out the drastic differences between these circumstances and how the DD didn't really make that much sense, but this is Reddit, and Michael Burry was in on the short squeeze thesis, so as everyone's hero George Soros said, show me a bubble and I'm buying. What a little cutie. I don't want to get too deep on the lore because to this day, almost every white-collar guy...
I like how that was their idea of standing with others holding the GameStop and AMC stocks. Yeah.
I've met in real life over 30 has a defense mechanism for the money they lost on this trade. But in short, what was originally a novel trade idea with a moderate return potential turned into a global meme where every 20 to 55-year-old male on planet Earth bought GameStop stock or options, and the price went absolutely vertical. Roaring Kitty started by posting his positions worth $50,000 and peaking at 48.
Also known as pump and dumping, chat. Also known as pump and dumping.
Million. If you're wondering why literally everything is a loot box nowadays, it's because ever since the boys have been chasing this moment. The final conclusion was when GameStop squeezed to over a $30 billion market cap, and every broker's website was fighting for its life to handle all the traffic because they weren't using a supercomputer running on HTML. After reaching nearly $500 split adjusted, the stock then suddenly collapsed limit down after limit down to nearly $100 because Robinhood literally turned off the buy button for all their users. This started a grand conspiracy that still persists to this day.
For those that don't know what a limit is, when the price goes below a certain point, you set it up in your app or whatever that it sells at that point, so you don't lose too much money. So what happened is this shit kept happening in everybody's portfolio. So that's why they kept selling shit. So when you sell shit, the price absolutely craters. It just keeps cratering. Cat and Raph, thank you for the streaks.
That the powers that be on Wall Street were getting caught with their pants down by retail vigilantes, but used their connections to the deep state to illegally make Robinhood manipulate the market to their own interests. If you ask someone what evidence they have for this, it usually boils down to, well, it really, really felt like it. And while I feel bad for people when they lose their money to an
Kept hitting the limit for hundreds of thousands, causing others to panic sell? Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Unforeseen risk.
This is why money is fake, and the entire stock market is fucking fake.
Especially me, you have to check yourself to make sure you don't fall victim to the market phenomenon called trader on the way up, community member on the way down. After this peak moment of the little guy finally having a brief experience of actually occupying Wall Street and seeing it slip through their fingers, WallStreetBets has settled in as a comfortable and pretty big finance news and meme subreddit that I enjoy now but think, well, these kids don't know what it was really all about. And it feels to me like looking at photos of myself when I was 20 and remembering the good old days. Then someone says, Jamie, that was 10 years ago and your lifestyle is exactly the same now. And I'm like, they don't know about lumber liquidators. In my opinion, the most relevant societal impact of WallStreetBets has been its influence on the gamblification of modern culture. Well, I'd argue, and I think most people intuit, that this whole undercurrent is caused by the feeling of young guys and gals being like,
dumbest era of humanity, which continues. I can tell you, you didn't live the tulip bubble of 1634.
well, I'm never buying a house or building towards an achievable future, but if I YOLO my extra savings into a lottery ticket, I might win and get to escape. Which is really sad because this has contributed to both left and right-wing political
I'm gonna be honest, chat. I'm pretty sure that's what the gambling shit is about, and the Wall Street bets and everything is about. It's about realizing you're fucked. You're never gonna be able to own anything ever in your life, so you're just like, fuck it. There's no reason for me to have any of this fucking money, so I'm just gonna see if I can double it, and maybe I get lucky. Which obviously, majority of the people don't.
Radicalization reinforces corporate interest in gambling features for everything and encourages cultural attitudes that reward extremism as solutions. And the worst part, literally none of them are available in Canada. Now, if you're someone who
Also, casually explained, kind of pisses me off as a centrist. They take centrist positions a lot.
uses Robinhood, you might be thinking, wait, they sell my order flow to Wall Street so they can have a leg up on retail traders?
Polymarket should be illegal, yes. As well as Kalshi. They should all be illegal. Every single one of them. Because it's literally causing world incidents. Like, it's insane.
I guess, because sometimes they give me confetti. But if anyone were doing that with my phone number, email, and personal data, that would not be okay.
Oh,
well, I've got some bad news because I'm personally buying all your personal information from data brokers right now, so I can get a free coffee every day of the year from Starbucks. Should have been using today's sponsor, Incogni. Unlike Robinhood, where you look at the $50,000 in margin debt you have and say, well, hope this works, and delete the app, Incogni is instead an app that tells data brokers on your behalf, yeah, you got to delete that personal data, and we'll follow up to be sure it's been removed. Your 50K margin call isn't going anywhere. I mean your email, phone number, and other personal information. Websites sell to
I'm not looking or listening, la 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 la.
any speculative entity who might want to buy it.
Watch
Plus,
it!
with Incogni's new custom removals plan, if you find yourself on any public databases like whitepages.com or Trellis, you can make a request to the Incogni removals team, and they'll work to have it taken down. It's a good thing we don't have physical telephone books anymore, because I'm pretty sure at this point Incogni could raise its own standing army to embargo distribution. If you'd like to give Incogni a try, you can use the code CASUALLY through the link in the description for 60% off an annual plan.
Ethical reacts, ethical reacts, ethical reacts. Ethical reacts. Anyway, chat. Alright. So that was a fun appetizer. Man, my Kit Kats are melted. What? You don't have your Kit Kats in the freezer? All right. All right. Let's do I did a thing now. I have sensitive teeth. I did a thing. Bring in. Oh shit! I gotta do. Fuck. Chat. Here's the last video we just watched. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it.
I have $100.
Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, or don't. Hopefully, you watch it alongside of me. But we now need to do. I did a thing. I did a thing. Bringing the world's worst invention to life. That's what Alex worked on, chat. That's what Alex worked on. Let's see what kind of shit he got into this time.
How you going? I'm pretty fed up with women complaining about childbirth. It hurts my vagina. I need to pee. It takes too long. But maybe they have all these problems as they don't have the right tools, the ones men use. It's about time they let men tell them what to do with their bodies. And luckily, one man did. This guy, Mr. Blonsky, who invented a spinning machine to shoot babies out of women at Mach 5.
What
so
the
today
fuck?
I'm going to build it and see if this guy was onto something, or if he...
Oh my God, I'm here for this. I am so here for this. Oh my God, this is going to be amazing. Oh my God. Yes, this is going to be incredible. I just went back through old videos and watched boy videos on CIA torture, and it was horrible. Yeah, that one was even worse because the Patreon one, they literally showed them waterboarding Alex. And Hassan has literally talked about it, that like it gives him some kind of nightmares a little bit. I don't know if I'm being a woke woman of the day, but this one didn't make me laugh as hard. Hassan Dev had the easiest torture out of everybody. They went easy on him. But yeah, wasn't it spiders? Wasn't it spiders? Also, Kid, do you have that video? Did you go onto the Patreon? I don't know if I'm being woke woman of the day, but this one didn't make me laugh as hard. I mean, I laughed pretty fucking hard, and we're 28 seconds into it. Hassan, he's afraid of like big spiders because he has that spider that comes on stream all the time. Anyway, I gotta get water. I don't have the Patreon. Yeah, I want to do the page. I want to see the Patreon one. I might pay when I have like money someday. I might pay a month for the Patreon just to watch that video.
was just smoking a lot of crack. Now, the main thing you need to know about the inventor of this machine was that he was Russian, which explains a lot. And his design of this machine is the same as multiple other machines made by men for women, the dryer and washing machine. It's just a platform with a center axle that spins. And because of a force called centrifugal force, the baby flies out into a net. And according to his plans, the baby flies out at around 10 Gs of force, meaning if a baby normally weighs between
God
4
damn it,
and
why does he
10
put his
kilos
feet there?
at birth, it will weigh 10 times that on this spinning machine. So 40 to 100 kilos, which is a similar weight to most American newborns.
Basic.
But I have a couple of concerns with this machine. Can a baby withstand that much force? Will the mother just bleed out from that much spinning? And then the biggest problem, can I even show this on YouTube without getting demonetized? So I've got my plans, but before I make it, I want to talk to someone that knows a little bit more about delivering babies. A real-life woman doctor, Dr. Drakakis. What do you think of this baby spinning device?
One of the worst ideas I've ever heard. I fail to believe either the pregnant person or the baby survives this experiment at all. Look, worst case scenario, we're talking like baby decapitated, pregnant person pelvis broken. I would expect they wouldn't get away without some kind of
So what could go wrong with this? What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong with this?
brain injury. A baby doesn't just come out on like one vector. It actually has to kind of come down the birth canal and then do some maneuvers with the baby's head. But I think your best case scenario is a baby with a brain injury and a woman with like a severe pelvic floor injury.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but maybe it would be worth it because it's time saved. So it's like
Dude, talk about somebody that doesn't understand the female body, that doesn't understand how the female body works.
it's a little bit of the trade-off for, a big reward of like
A birth and hysterectomy all in one.
10 minutes of birth compared to 2 days of birth.
Kind of have a solution already for that. Have you heard of cesarean section?
Yes. That's not as exciting as this, though, is it? And I'm glad Dr. Drakakis agrees this is going to work. So it's time to build the platform. And I have this gyrocopter trailer, which came with the gyrocopter I bought for a future video. But that almost killed me, and now I'm not using it. So I'm going to cut it up, and then moving the gyro will be a problem for future Alex. A much richer and...
Also, chat, the Nova Roma game that I played on stream, the demo I played on stream, is now on sale for early access. Just so you all are aware. And it's on sale. It's on sale for $24 with the offer ending on April 9th. This is not an ad. But if you guys enjoyed that city builder that takes place in Rome that I played, then yeah.
Smarter Alex. Hopefully much smarter. And I'm looking at this trailer and I can see the spinning platform in it right here. So I'm going to cut it out using my new favorite cutting edge tool, fire. And this bottle has LPG and this bottle has oxycodone. It's oxy LPG, which makes a really hot flame. And it's similar to oxyacetylene, but meant to be cheaper and easier to use, just like me. And just to be safe while using it, I got these things called flashback arresters, which are meant to prevent explosions and save me, so I just kept them in my pocket. And this is meant to be quicker than using a grinder. It isn't, but it's definitely a lot more fun. You just point and click and everything just melts away. And I kind of got carried away using it to cut everything. Metal with plastic, rusted bolts, the axle, this rusted door so I can finally get into my shed. Literally anything I want. It is very hot though. Okay, now that I've cut the platform out...
I guess Alex doesn't quite understand. How heat is conducted on metal.
Feeling it's way too heavy and also unequal in weight, which is not going to be good when I spin it. I'm also feeling like I knew that already and I destroyed the trailer for no reason, but at least the axle is useful. So I'm just going to build another platform. And I actually want this platform as wide as possible. As the spinning forces get stronger, the further away from the axle they are, as the edge is going faster than the center. It also means that the wider I make it, the less RPMs I need to achieve my desired G-force. And the scientists watching will tell you that this force called centrifugal force doesn't exist, but I don't believe that, as firstly I have it in the video title, and secondly, if it doesn't exist, how else would you explain this? I'm waiting to hear a response, NASA. Alright, I'm going to use this tire hub to firstly attach the platform to the
Classic, the auto argument. Take that, liberals. Checkmate, liberals.
trailer axle, and also it's how I'm going to spin the platform, by just wrapping rope around it. I'm essentially just doing what Russian kids do on a merry-go-round on a daily basis. I haven't worked out how I'm going to pull the rope out yet. I think I'm either going to use a rubber belt attached to a go-kart motor, or just use my car. And this hub doesn't fit, so once again I just used fire to make it bigger. And the reason I'm not using the original tire that fits on this axle is that I'm pretty sure it's made out of unweldable material, as it didn't make sparks when I hit it with my grinder, unlike this wheel. But it probably wouldn't have made a difference anyway, as my welds are absolutely horrible. So to make sure it doesn't fly away, I also welded up these clamps to hold the platform on. And I've kind of spent the whole day just making a giant spinning TV antenna, which also made my reception quite strange.
That's an editing trick, chat. That's an editing trick.
Now I need to find the perfect spot to put the trailer axle on the ground, which sounds easy, but this is what the ground on my property looks like here. The top layer is usually light dirt mixed in with beer cans and condoms. Then it's just rock and clay, like really hard rock. Like so hard and annoying that it makes you do that Looney Tunes thing whenever you hit it. But I somehow convinced my mate it would be fun to spend 6 hours digging a hole. which we then poured 3 bags of cement into.
How does Alex remember to breathe in the morning?
Half a bag, yeah, half a bag.
And after not waiting long enough for the concrete to dry, I gave it a test spin. It was hard enough.
Hard enough? Hard enough? You have to wait like 24 hours or like a couple days sometimes. Oh my god, that is horrifying.
That's insanely quick for just a hand pull. I'm almost at my desired RPM for 10 Gs, which is only 80 RPM with a platform this wide. So this is going to go really hard when I spin it up properly. But I did notice the platform was a little wobbly, so I added this stuff called wood to stabilize it. And long-term subscribers will recognize this wood from some of my most famous constructions, like Jesus' cross, Noah's Ark, and the cabin I burned down. Alright, now I need the mannequin for the birthing machine, but I need a special kind, one with a vagina. And the best option is a birthing mannequin, which has a vagina, but also has a cavity so the baby can sit inside and then will come out with similar forces to real childbirth. But they are very, very expensive. So I
What? What? $54,000? What the fuck? I mean, I guess it's gonna get like a shit ton of use to train people to how to like deliver babies, but what the fuck? Okay, I think I realized why this one isn't funny to me. It causes me physical pain. That's true. Fleshlight.
asked you guys on Instagram if anyone had some they were throwing away. And to my surprise,
that's like $50.
this guy replied. And he said he worked at a hospital and had 3 they were throwing away. And he could send them to my house free of charge. All he needed was my address. Sounds too good to be true, right? It was. And after 3 weeks of waiting, I received a box too small to have a mannequin inside. Smells like poo. It's poo. And I was angry. So the only thing I could think of doing in response was doing a shit on top of his shit and sending it back to him. Nice. More poo. And this has been an ongoing correspondence with this man for like a month now. And I kind of just have a weird shit-sending pen pal. But this means I need to buy a birthing mannequin. So I got the cheapest one I could find, which was still like $1,000. But fortunately for me, the mannequin I ordered comes with a baby and really realistic bits. But unfortunately for you, YouTube won't let me show you. So just use your imagination.
Yeah. Don't be showing the bits. Don't be showing the bits. Don't be showing Beaver.
Or ask your mum for a realistic example. So now I need to make the net. I have this prawning net, but from my experience, it isn't the best at catching people's babies. So I'm just going to use this specially designed child abduction net from Amazon, the same one from Epstein's Amazon purchase history. Alright, I'm finished, except that I covered the wheel hub attachment points with wood.
How did I not realize how fucking annoying this would be?
And now I'm ready for the first test spin, and I'm just going to use my car, as I decided it's probably not smart to be close to this 3-meter spinning platform if I am using a go-kart motor. But before I do the spin, I want to tell you about the sponsor of the video, Voodoo.
Ethical reacts,
Voodoo
ethical reacts,
is an
ethical reacts,
all-in-one
ethical
management
reacts, ethical
software
reacts,
that
ethical
provides
reacts.
entrepreneurs like me and you with a range of applications to make day-to-day management of their business way easier.
Dude, I don't like that he's embracing
website
his feet
creation and more.
It's
all
weird.
Here,
I'm not a
in one
feet person.
place. Today, I'm focusing on the Voodoo Expenses app, which means you no longer have to drown in large amounts of receipts and reimbursement work, and you don't have to live your life in chaos. You and your team can just upload photos of receipts, email them, or manually upload them to the system. Then you can easily group multiple expenses under one
His feet
group.
are so dirty. They're so gross. They're so fucked up. Maybe I should get Udo for my caddying and streaming shit.
So, take this birthing mannequin I'm going to use later in the video. It's an expense. Then the manager can approve everything with one click or ask for further information.
Oh, never mind.
Then,
I don't need
if
it because there's no
everything's
manager.
good, You can pay it off through the
I'm my
payroll,
own
and
manager.
All of the reimbursements sync seamlessly with your accounting system. Then, as your business grows, you can just add more features on Udo to match your business needs. And remember, your first Udo app is free for life. So go check out the link in my description to get started with Udo today.
Okay, whenever you want to go, start driving slowly. Good to go.
Pego, I'm so happy that if I do a sponsor someday, you're going to be so supportive of my sponsor. Thank you. I appreciate it, Kego.
Yeah, that was flying fast. Actually, it was flying so fast that the baby net already has broken. And the car was only traveling at a max speed of 9 kilometers an hour, which is like 4 miles, and was already spinning at 60 RPM, which is around 6 Gs of force. Very close to the required force to pull out a baby, which is great because I plan to go a lot faster than that. But first, I'm going to attach the mannequin, and I don't know much about birthing positions, so I'm just going to do the classic spread eagle. And I also suck at tying knots as I never paid attention during year 8 bondage
Classic spread eagle.
classes, so I just used tie-down straps and the Roman technique. Then I put G-force stickers on the baby and the mother, and this 50G one will be on the counterweight, and if any of these stickers trip, the baby probably didn't survive. So I loaded up the—
Wait, he thinks 50G? He thinks 50G is a good indicator if the baby survives or not?
baby, including umbilical cord and uterus, and then did my first proper test with my neighbour Sean, who was very sad he had his kids delivered the old-fashioned way.
And I thought I was being cheeky, and I unlocked the back of the paddy wagon and let him out.
Okay, first test with the mannequin, whatever you want to go, Sean.
Alright, ready? Going in 3, 2, 1.
He had to put the counterweight.
It snapped straight away. Stop.
It didn't snap. You didn't fucking tie it well. The thought of something flying out of vagina with 50G is horrifying. To be fair, the baby is very light. So theoretically, maybe. No, that's not how that works.
Stop. Yep, I'm on.
No, you do not say to be fair. But I'm saying, notice he had to put the counterweight here, or it would fucking oscillate up and down.
Good, whenever you want to go.
Also, Kidda, apparently you have not heard about the ping pong show. I'm assuming most people in the chat know about the ping pong ball show.
Ready? Going now.
Yeah, going well. Keep going. Keep going. Nah, it snapped. It must
I'm probably good, thanks.
Extra weight. And the rope kept snapping. And it's because I was trying to be smart and use these elastics to tie the rope to the car, as they will snap and not do as much damage to the car as this 500 kilo braking strength rope. So I just took them off. 3, whenever you're ready, take it slow.
Okay, that makes sense. It looked like it untied. It looked like it untied, to be fair.
Alright, going now.
Escutar, toco meu samba para o povo se arrastar.
He's got it balanced fairly well. Oh, the baby's out! The baby's out!
Could you see how fast that was spinning?
Yeah, I was trying to watch the revision mirror.
And that was spinning around 60 RPM, which was not quite enough G-force to shoot the baby out, but you can see the baby started to poke its head out into
Cat!
the world. And
The
its
baby
plans do
slowly
say
came
10
out.
Gs, so we're going to do that, which is around 80 RPM. Yep. Yep, looking good. Keep going.
Oh! It was out! Oh my god, it's out! It's out, chat! It works! It works!
Stop.
It works! It works!
There is a baby in the net.
Chat, it works! It fucking works!
And the baby came out.
This is the new way to do it.
10 Gs of force, and then the rope snapped. Seems like it worked, right? As now there's a little baby in the net. No, 10 Gs of force is fatal, especially to newborns. So the baby had to come out before it experienced 10 Gs of force, which it didn't. And to make things worse, the 25G and 50G sticker on the baby had also broken, probably from the impact.
This is the 50 Gs.
As well as the 10G sticker on the mother's face. Also, the uterus shot out and exploded, so no one is having a fun time on this platform. So I don't know if George Blonsky just didn't know that 10 Gs of force is fatal to a baby, but that seems like a pretty big design flaw. And now that we know it's fatal, we're going to do it again, but much faster.
Slow. Looking good.
Oh my God! Oh my God, the net ripped off.
Fucking hell.
And that was awesome. The baby shot out and then broke the net and was going like 200
She lost an arm? You don't need that.
And it even tripped the 50G sticker on the counterweight, which is kind of terrifying. As if it comes off the platform, I'm going to have a 15 kilo, 200 kilometer an hour projectile.
Poor baby. Oh, its head split open. I mean, there's no point having the G-Force stickers if the G-Force stickers are completely smashed. I feel bad for laughing at that.
And I'm very scared, but I'm going to do it again. But this time as fast as we can pull it.
Oh, this is going to be bad. Wait, there's no net there. Wait, there's no net. The baby's just going to shoot out. Oh, God. Oh!
Faster, holy shit, faster.
Oh! Oh, my God. Oh!
Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ. Chat, did the camera arm break off?
What was your top speed then?
I was 30 k's an hour.
Holy shit.
And I hated that. The platform was spinning at 8 times a second, which is 420 RPM, which gives an edge speed of 250 k's an hour. So that mannequin leg and
Holy
the serious
shit.
thing that flew off would have easily killed me. And at this speed, the G-force was around 300 Gs. So that means a 70 kilo person would weigh around 20,000 kilos or 40,000 pounds.
Oh my God.
Nothing to do with this, and I should probably stop, as it also cracked the concrete in the ground. So there you go. The baby will come out, but the force is required to get the baby out.
To be fair, looking at that concrete, it looked like it was barely fucking done.
Would also kill the baby and the mother. So George Blonsky was definitely smoking crack. Thank you so much for watching.
Or he didn't give a
If you
shit
like
about
that,
women.
please subscribe and check
Or he
out
didn't give a
some
shit
of my
about
other
women.
videos.
Just like apparently I don't give a shit about chatters. Avoiding the top of the hour ad break. Which you could do by paying $5.99 for a subscription or getting lucky and get gifted a sub. Or you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and get a free monthly subscription from Daddy Bezos to your favorite streamer. Hopefully it's me. If it's not me, then hopefully it's one of my friends. But anyway, here comes the 3-minute ad break now. And then it's Hogwatch, baby! Concrete is a generous term. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Can I get pro-lifers to care about feeding children? That's what we're going to watch, chat. That's what we're going to watch. Kidda, thank you for the hydrate. Batwater, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Oh, how does he have 7 audio tracks? How does that even work? How does that even work? Here we go, chat. Walter Masterson. Walter Masterson. Go watch the video.
Who loves teen pregnancy, like all my pro-life friends. Today we are going to pass out these petitions for universal childcare and universal free lunch. They love embryos so much. I know they're going to love children when they're alive too.
Yeah.
Fun fact, chat. Fun fucking fact. Teenage pregnancies go down when you have sex education in schools, as well as hand out free condoms.
We're doing a petition right now. It's universal child care, universal free lunch. We want to show that there's no divide, really, that no matter, even if someone's pro-abortion, anti-abortion, that we all want what's best for children. So we're just looking for signatures for universal child care and universal free lunch. Are you interested, sir?
No, thank you. No.
Thanks. All right.
Thank you. We have a petition for universal child care and universal free lunch.
Camera?
Yeah,
No, why not?
Just don't want to talk about it.
Are you interested in signing a petition?
Oh my God, they know. Oh my God, they fucking know. Those people fucking know. They know how fucking horrible they look if they're refusing to sign universal childcare and universal school lunches, and are also quote unquote pro-life.
Universal child.
But I've also seen that.
Yeah. Just name.
That's right. After
Perfect.
countless
Yeah.
conversations.
Well, I wanted to show leaders in Washington that we agree on helping children and social issues and things like that. What's your name?
Anna Maria.
Anna Maria. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Are you interested in signing this petition?
Who's paying for it? The government?
The government, yeah.
Yeah, I'm against that. That's socialism to me.
She basically said that some kids deserve to be hungry.
All I heard was like she said that's socialism.
Yeah. It's like government overreach is when the government tells you if you're poor or not and whether you deserve food. Care universal free lunch. This is a petition for after the child is born.
I'm sorry, I don't sign any petitions.
You don't sign any positions?
Are you interested in
Born
signing
for
petition
this.
for universal
This is
child
why
care and
we
universal
march
free
for
lunch?
life.
Sure.
Awesome.
Thank you
so much.
Elizabeth.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
All right, marchers, I now have something.
The leaders in Washington want to defund programs like these. So thank you, I appreciate it. This is a petition for universal child care and universal free lunch. And we want to show people that no matter what we think or political differences, we can all come together and believe that children should be fed. They should have access to child care. Are you interested in signing the petition? It's just symbolic.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
See, he's going to find out as he does this more and more throughout the day, the proper words to say this to convince them this, which is what we need to do to convince people. Be like, hey, it's good to have a union to make sure your boss doesn't fucking step on you. It's good to feed children. It's good to feed other human beings. It's good to keep roofs over other human beings' heads.
What group are you from?
My name's Walter Masterson. I come here with this petition every year.
Yeah. You're pro-life, obviously.
Actually pro-choice. However, I wanted to show that there were people here that are consistent. I wanted to demonstrate that there are people here that actually believe in taking care of the child after it's born. There are people here that definitely don't, but there are people here that do, and I wanted to be very fair.
I don't understand that.
What?
I don't understand that.
Why?
Well, if you're pro...
I don't understand that. Bro, what do you mean you can't fucking understand that? What do you mean you can't understand that? If you're for the fetus, you need to be for the baby, which comes after the fetus as well. If you are pro-life, you want the baby to also live. That beanie's wild. Dude, the only people that wear that beanie are like, well, racist. Racists and drug dealers. Racists and drug dealers in back alleyways.
Life, wouldn't you want to care and support a child after it's born?
Yes.
That makes sense. That's a consistent position that I can respect.
If you say you're pro-choice, what choice has the baby got?
What choice does the baby have when it's, a fetus or a zygote or an embryo?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, if it's to say... A fetus, the science does not consider the fetus a baby.
You're not stupid. Think.
Oh, no.
You're not stupid. You're not stupid. So make sure that you're saying my stupid talking points.
We're hoping for your support.
Also, Keko nowhere to be found.
This modern way of just talking rubbish.
Just talking rubbish.
Let's talk open. So, how many abortions happen in the first 14 weeks? What percentage?
I'm an Australian. I don't know. You wouldn't have a clue. I've just arrived.
I'm an Australian. I just arrived yesterday, but I'm here for a pro-life rally. I'm here. I am a foreign person. I am a foreign person coming here to the United States and saying the United States should run things the way I think. Bro, conservatism is a fucking brain rot.
99%.
Yeah.
And how many abortions happen after 14? After 14 weeks,
there's a lot. The government's paying people in
It is seen not contained within borders. Yeah.
Australia to have abortions right up till birth. Would you agree with that?
I think that's not true. That's not true. So
no.
Let me tell you the things that I have made up in my own head. That is 100% true because it's in my own head.
Not true. I'm an Australian. How would you know?
So the first 14 weeks, 99% of the abortions.
Walter, this is when your fucking editor puts the actual number in the fucking video. What the fuck are you doing? Put the number in the video. Pop it up on the screen right here to show how dumb this motherfucker is. Thanks, neighbor.
The first 99% of abortions happen in the first 14 weeks. Okay? And so after 14 weeks, how many abortions are medically necessary? 100% of the abortions that happen after 14 weeks are medically necessary. Would you have an abortion to save the life of the mother?
But Jesus said the devil is a liar. The truth is not.
Jesus never referenced the devil. Jesus never referenced the devil because the Bible literally never references the devil. It's the truth. The modern understanding of hell and the devil is from Dante's Inferno. I'm like 100% positive on this one, that the Bible never references the devil. I might be wrong on this one. Oh, I'm wrong on this one. I'm wrong. No one in my neighborhood can afford travel. Am I wrong on this one, Kego? Also, the internet, I'm finding the internet is not reliable on this one. I'll explain in a second. Okay. Well, do you want to explain now or should I wait till after this?
In him. And you need to get the truth.
Yeah.
Educate yourself.
There you go. Yeah, let's teen pregnancy. There we go. They crossed it. Yeah, we lost one.
You shouldn't have said that you were.
I just want to come out and say that Walter says that he's pro universal health and child care, but clearly he doesn't care if he's willing to sacrifice 1/3 of our total signatures that we've gotten today.
It's for universal child care and universal free lunch. And I want to.
Satan, yes, the devil, no, basically. Okay. Hell is a metaphor? Okay. Also, why did it take you a second to do that? So it's literally talking about Satan, not the devil. Also, the devil was literally an angel from heaven. I'm driving. Oh, okay. He was looking up fleshlight prices.
To show that, you know what, that people here care about the baby once it is
Look at the fucking cops. Look at the cops. Look at the cops ready to throw Walter out.
born. So are you willing to sign the petition?
Sure.
Okay, awesome.
I have grandchildren, so I know how to do this.
Yeah. Thank you. So, I mean, you believe...
I have grandchildren, so I know what you're doing.
Universal child care, universal free lunch.
It's a right. Is what it is. It's a right to life. You know.
Good, I like that. Water is a right.
Are there a beanie?
Food's a right.
Food
It's almost like it's cold or something, kidda.
is a right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from New York. Oh, cool.
I was trying to show that even though you and I disagree on things, that we agree that we want what's best for children after they're born.
Definitely, that's what I mean.
Chat, can we also talk about that all the people that they talk to are literally at the age after they have children, after they can have children? Is nobody going to point that out? That all of these people that he's talking to are post quote unquote birthing age? That's not the right word. Reproductive age?
Why be pro-life if you're not taking care of the child after the baby's born?
Because what I was trying to highlight is the elected representatives in Washington that say that they're, pro-life, anti-abortion.
Is the beanies that can fit 3 heads in them that I'm talking about? Oh, okay.
I think they hide behind that. At the same time, they will shut down.
Any pro-lifers below boomer age are working? Are they working? Are they working?
Social programs that do things like this. Yeah, and I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Walter Masterson.
Stay safe and enjoy your week.
Thank you.
I just wanted to point out, you can literally see the outlines of the sniper rifle against the sky.
Oh my god, there's 2.
Yeah.
Oh wait, wait. You can see the hot
they're like silhouettes. You kind of do.
Why do they have sniper nest here? I guess this is post Charlie Kirk. So they're freaking out that there's going to be repeaters. So I guess that makes sense.
Those videos with where you're eating the food.
Yeah.
Right? But you're doing it to kind of mock the other guy.
I'm mocking the date right guy. Yeah.
Yes, I've seen the.
I'm doing a thing. This isn't good
You're
faith.
gonna clip us here.
It's a petition for universal child care and universal free lunch.
Okay.
And I wanted to show that there are people here that are consistent that
lined up for post-birth abortion.
They want
in a video game.
The baby taken care of. Would you like to sign the petition?
I mean, don't we already have?
I'm stuffing a punching bag, but I'm here.
I thought that was the Michelle Obama thing.
I mean,
That was an initiative for.
That was the start of it. That was an initiative for nutrition. It wasn't universal lunches, because if it was universal fucking lunches, then that policy would have continued to be implemented instead of a half response, like all liberal fucking policies are.
Nutrition.
First thing was eat healthy.
Yeah.
But you are correct that that is more of it can be seen as more of a liberal position.
I wouldn't say it's a liberal or conservative
It
position.
shouldn't be. It shouldn't be polarized.
Well, I mean, it goes into just free education, free primary school education, elementary school, middle school, high
There you
school.
go. I was trying to show that this shouldn't be political.
No, I don't think it really is at all.
What, you down the sun?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Awesome.
I mean, I think the church needs to do more from a a donation standpoint. Helping
Yes.
people out. I would say that absolutely.
For sure.
Brother, he hasn't seen the light for evangelical churches yet. He hasn't seen the light. W normal beanie.
I like to see a lot of it come from more free will than rather legislated.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, they're so fucking stupid! They're so goddamn dumb! If you give the entire point of universal coverage, is that it fucking covers everybody. When you say it should be up to people's free will to donate money, those people aren't going to donate money. They're not going to donate money because they're fucking selfish, because they don't give a shit. Especially churches, especially rich people. If you think that rich people are just going to give you money, you're a fucking moron. I got a fucking bridge to sell you. However, if you paint it into the legislation that everybody contributes to it and everybody benefits from it, then that's how you get shit done. What the fuck is wrong with you? Ooh, I love bridges.
With church and people donating out of the kindness of their heart. But I mean, when it comes to
we have a lot of churches. There's thousands of churches, and we still have
thousands and thousands and thousands of churches and other religious entities that don't pay taxes. Don't you think that out of the kindness of their heart, they would have donated food and stuff to create universal healthcare and free lunches? Do you know who did that shit? The Black Panthers. The Black Panthers fed a lot of children out of the kindness of their heart. I just want to point that out. I bet that guy wouldn't like that. I bet that guy wouldn't like that fact. Have you seen the bridge that goes from Denmark to Sweden? It's so pretty.
Property. So I'm like, all right, obviously
I can sell you that one, Lemon.
we're not doing, something needs to be done on a federal, state, municipal level.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
'cause we-
I like to see more like free choice there. But when it comes to elementary school, middle school, high school, we already have the basic education there for your high school diploma. I don't see why, what would be the difference of having a free lunch.
There you go. Thank you. I appreciate
no
that.
problem. I've seen your videos. They're funny. You're getting the date right, guys.
Yeah,
you guys
he stopped doing it after the
really?
election, so I was like, I can't do it anymore because you stopped.
What's your name again?
Walter Masterson.
That's right, Walter.
Cheers,
Nice to meet
man.
you. Well, what's that?
There you go, man.
Zeros for the cheap price of $3.99 sold. Venmo me at Lemon. This fucking song, man. Yeah.
It's up there.
Also, this song is made for like Canada as well.
No, you guys said everything.
There's nothing
I thought it was fair.
You were unclippable.
Oh my God.
Sir.
This wasn't Walter's best. However, God tier trolling.
We are at the United Nations.
Trolling anti-factors at the United Nations. Now we're talking, chat. Now we're talking. Oh, it's from fucking 3 years ago? God damn it. I can't watch a video from 3 years ago. Miles Mo, congratulations on your participation trophy.
We are at the United.
God tier trolling. How do I organize it in chronological?
So we're at City Hall.
Oh, this might be a good one. Anti-Zoran City Council tries ban protesting. Okay, this might be a good one. I can't believe I said Walter when referring to the Aussie guy. It's been a long fucking day. Apparently not long enough. All right, chat. Anti-Zoran City Council tries to ban protesting. Let's watch this one. Let's watch this one, chat. Oh, we got some good stuff out of here. Chat, maybe we need to leave a Hogwatch channel in the Ghost Cord so you guys could send stuff. And then when we get to like enough posts, we'll go over it and we'll do Hogwatch.
So we're at City Hall today. Council members Julie Menon and Eric Dienowitz put forth a bill called the Buffer Act. This prohibits protests outside of a place of worship, healthcare center, or school. This prohibits you from protesting inside or outside. And the boundaries of outside.
Also, all the synagogues that have protest are literally trying to sell stolen Palestinian land. Just so everybody's aware. Just so everybody knows what the facts are.
Outside are determined by the NYPD. This is in response to a protest that took place in front of a synagogue. The media covered it and made it seem like they were protesting Jews in their place of worship, when in reality it was for a land sale of stolen West Bank land.
Zionism is not Judaism. The state of Israel is not the support of Jewish people. And when these events are being conducted,
I'm gonna fill my water, chat.
This should be condemned. This should be protested. And on the contrary, people should have the freedom of speech to be able to express their opinions about all of this. Banning these events or restricting them is an attempt of silencing the righteous voice, which is unjust. It's unjust to the oppressed people of Palestine. And at the end of the day, this is dangerous for the Jewish people because all of these attempts are making a statement that as if all Jews are behind all these crimes and as if all Jews are accountable to all what's happening. This is insulting, this is embarrassing, this is dangerous to everyone, and this is unjust. We should allow freedom of speech to everyone. If crimes are being committed, those crimes should be protested, those crimes should be stopped, regardless who the perpetrators of the crimes are, regardless regardless what the locations of those crimes.
So we're going to give public comment today. So what just happened in there is they made us wait outside to get in to sign up for public comment. Meanwhile, Julie Menon brought all of her people inside. Everyone has filled up the seats. They've all signed up to speak for public comment. Right. And they kept us waiting outside.
Yes, they kept you waiting outside to freeze you, and then also did not allow you to get seats so that you couldn't speak out against them.
It's a brilliant move on Julie Menon's part. Really, bravo.
Just yesterday, she came out saying that like the NYPD was being targeted for being hit with snowballs or something. And
oh yeah, there's a snowball fight.
Yeah.
And then they made that seem like as if Zoran was just like pelting people with snowballs.
Right.
Pelting the cops.
Yeah, which is ironic because the NYPD usually loves ice, so I don't know why they hate snowballs.
Got him.
New York City
Got him.
and America. The people
8 hours
hold
of
the power.
testimony?
I believe in freedom of religion. The Constitution grants that. However, Islam is not a religion. Zohran Mamdani is a raging anti.
Brother, you're saying Islam's not a religion, and you're saying Zohran Mamdani is a raging anti-Semite. Come on. You gotta be kidding me.
Semite, hater of America and Israel. And for the record, God bless America, Donald Trump, ICE, and the NYPD. Dr. King stood with Israel, free Iran, and fuck Palestine.
Didn't Martin Luther King condemn Israel once he realized what it was? Words don't mean anything anymore. Didn't Martin Luther King condemn Israel once he realized? Nasty motherfucker? Yeah. Some try to paint Martin Luther King Jr. as an unswerving supporter of Israel. They're wrong. In a landmark opinion piece in New York Times, Michelle Alexander recently wrote, in the time to break the silence on Palestine, and particularly debates over the position Martin Luther King Jr. would have taken had he lived to see Israel's 1967 war develop into the further dispossession of Palestinians from the land. As King was assassinated just a year later, many have looked to his pronouncements for some clue. Some have attempted to paint King as an unswerving supporter of Israel. Their most substantial evidence is a letter that King supposedly wrote to an anti-Zionist friend. You declare, my friend, that you do not hate Jews. You are merely anti-Zionist. And I say, let the truth ring forth from the high mountaintops. Let it echo through the valley of God's green earth. When people criticize Zionism, they mean Jews. Anti-Semitism, the hatred of the Jewish people has been and remains a blot on the soul of mankind. In this, we are in full agreement. So know also this, anti-Zionist is inherently anti-Semitic and will ever be so. This doesn't sound like Martin Luther King at all. This passage supposedly originating from a letter to an anti-Zionist friend in August 1967 edition of Saturday Review. But researchers have found no letters from Dr. King in any of the 4 August 1967 editions. Oh, God. The Zionists fucking made up shit again? They made up shit again? Someone claimed the letter was also published in a book by Dr. King entitled This, I Believe, Selections from the Writings of Martin Luther King Jr. But according to Electronic Intifada, no such book was listed in the bibliography provided by the King Center in Atlanta, nor in the catalogs of several large public and university libraries. A recent search of all electronic databases confirms this. While the authenticity of this document is thus highly doubtful, the authenticity of sustained and deeply analytical statement by King in 1967 is beyond dispute. The Middle East question delivered by Dr. King and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, in Chicago, in September 1967, appears in the Cornell West edited 2015 collection, The Radical King. In this statement, King ties together diplomatic, political, and economic perspectives in ways that remain relevant today. Its basis lies in not only King's commitment to democracy, but also his understanding of material history. I quote it at length so there could be no mistake about his nature and intent. SCLC and Dr. King have repeatedly stated that the Middle East problem embodies the related questions of security and development. Israel's right to exist as a state and security is incontestable. At the same time, the great powers have the obligation to recognize that the Arab world is in a state of imposed poverty and backwardness that must threaten peace and harmony. Until a concerted and democratic program of assistance is effected, tensions cannot be relieved. Neither Israel nor its neighbors can live in peace without an underlying basis of economic and social development. At the heart of this problem are oil interests. As the American Jewish Congress has stated, American policies have been motivated in no small measure by the desire to protect the $2.5 billion stake in which U.S. oil companies have invested in the area. Some Arab feudal rulers are no less concerned for oil wealth and neglect the plight of their own peoples. The solution will have to be found in statesmanship by Israel and progressive Arab forces who, in concert with great powers, recognize that fair and peaceful solutions are concern of all humanity must be found. Here and elsewhere is King's oft-cited belief that Israel had a right to exist. This belief was inseparable from his belief that Israel was a democracy. Peace for Israel means security, and we must stand with all our might to protect her right to exist. Israel is one of the great outposts of democracy in the world. So what would he have said if he had witnessed its abrogation of its responsibilities to actually be a democracy? Justice King probably would not have acquiesced to the notion that Israel's security could be based on its stealing Palestinian land, and the rationale for the Israeli occupation is, after all, that Israel is in a precarious position in the Middle East. So too would he have deplored the development of an apartheid state in Israel. He often drew the connection between apartheid South Africa and the Jim Crow South. In one particular instance, the manner in which he expressed his belief bears importantly on today's discussion on Palestine. King believed South Africa was home to the world's worst racism and drew parallels between struggles against apartheid in South Africa and struggles against local and state governments committed to white supremacy in southern United States. In this statement delivered in 1962, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, Leadership Conference, King declared, colonialism and segregation are nearly synonymous because their common end is economic exploitation, political domination, and debasing of human personality. Yeah, he definitely didn't fucking support Israel. He wouldn't have supported Israel as soon as he found out more information.
Thank you. Next speaker.
There's been discussions about Jewish people possibly selling so-called fake Palestinian land. I am a Zionist Jew. I am a proud New York Zionist Jew. I do not believe that the Palestinian
fake Palestinian land because he's say Palestinians don't have land because Palestinians don't exist. That's what he's going to say.
have legitimate claim to any part of Eretz Israel, because long before the Palestinians existed and long before the Christians existed, King David lived in the Jewish sacred land in 1000 BCE. Thousands.
Brother, and before that, there was the Egyptian Empire, and then after that is the Roman Empire. Should we give Israel to fucking Italy? Should we give Israel back to Italy? Remember when Amy Schumer tried to evoke MLK Jr. to defend Israel, and MLK Jr.'s granddaughter called her out? No, but that's hilarious.
Years before Muhammad was created, and thousands of years before Jesus lived on this planet. So the Jewish people have a better claim to the Holy Land than any Palestinian, Muslim, or Christian. Therefore, Jews have a right to sell any land in any country at any time.
Dude, that is crazy. That is crazy. You're saying Jewish people have a right to sell any land in any country. That's insane. That is an insane fucking position, because a book that we may or may not know is true says that you lived in this area.
Their houses
That's insane.
Of worship, because they're not violating any federal law. No state law or no federal law is being violated by any.
You're selling land that isn't yours. That is literally a violation of the law. That's a violation of international law.
Jew selling any land in Israel, England, Great Britain, or New York, nor is any New York state law. So I challenge any of the critics here to cite in the Code of Federal Regulations.
It violates civil rights. It violates civil rights, fair housing, and the Fourth Geneva Convention. See, this is what I'm talking about. He should put the reference in here, though. He should put a screenshot of the reference.
That prohibits Jewish people, Christians or Muslims, from selling Jewish land in a mosque, a synagogue, or a church.
Okay, so I have a question. Can I start selling Israeli land? This guy, according to this guy, I can sell Israeli land. I can sell any land anywhere in any country. That's also called fraud, for the record. After 8 hours, I finally got to speak.
I'm Walter Masterson. I'm here to express opposition to the Buffer Act. Last month, myself and several protesters went to a congressman's town hall. We disrupted it, and we were thrown out. A few days later, I opened up Twitter to find that Trump's Department of Justice was opening an investigation into myself and my friends. Great day, amazing day. You see, because the town hall was held inside of a synagogue, the Trump DOJ was able to use that to weaponize protesting against myself and my fellows. We're here today because Council Member Julie Menon and Eric Dinowitz are drafting a law called the Buffer Act. Under the Buffer Act, I can be arrested not just for being inside, but also outside of a religious institution, healthcare, education facility. Outside, that seems very vague, right? Like, what are the boundaries of that? Well, according to your bill, the NYPD determines these boundaries. I mean, what could go wrong, really? A few months ago...
True. NYPD, notoriously the smartest people in the room.
Real estate group decided to sell stolen West Bank land inside of a synagogue. This attracted protesters. No one that spoke here today in favor of this bill mentioned that this was a land sale of stolen West Bank land. This is not just a violation of civil rights law, fair housing law. It's a violation of the Fourth Geneva Convention. Okay? Julie Menon and Eric Dinowitz are pushing the Buffer Act so that a real estate company can continue to sell Palestinian land inside a place of worship. Why? All right, this is being framed as keeping Jewish New Yorkers safe. All right, yes, our Jewish neighbors should be safe. All right, does selling stolen West Bank land inside of a synagogue keep Jewish New Yorkers safe? Does Jared Kushner's Mara Gaza keep Jewish New Yorkers safe?
Thank you so much for your testimony.
You know, the IDF...
The real estate company is a person too. That's right. The real estate company is a person.
Your testimony. I appreciate your testimony.
We deliberately welcome a variety
Community leaders and civil rights lawyers spoke against the bill.
of communities to share our space, our small Episcopal church in Cobble Hill. These are, and I'd want the room to know this, these are Jewish groups, these are Muslim groups, these are Buddhist groups, many of which do not feel they have a place to gather within their own wider community. So they gather at our little place called Christ Church Cobble Hill. I am intensely concerned with their safety and with their access to the practice of their religious observances, their prayer gatherings, any number of reasons for gathering in our space. I am offended at those who would wish to hide behind religious edifices. And so much of this discussion has been utterly disingenuous, and I have been disgusted to hear a lot of that over the course of the day. And I don't use that word lightly, because there's been so much outrage theater here already, truly. The other reason I'm opposed to this bill, though, speaks to, I think, our common need for civil liberties. Last week, a week ago, it was Ash Wednesday, which was the beginning of the season of Lent, and I gathered with many of my colleagues in front of the Federal Building, 26 Federal Plaza, right up the way, and we gathered to sing, to protest, to chant in defense of our immigrant neighbors. It was protected speech. It was moving on a sidewalk, right? It was in protest at activities taking place inside that building.
Thank you for testifying.
Thank you.
My formative understanding of what it
Why does it
meant
feel like they're cutting the people that speak out against it? Why does it feel like they're cutting them off?
to be a Jewish adult that I learned in Hebrew school included the right and the responsibility to protest injustice and speak up for human rights.
'Cause they are?
I was taught that questioning and dissent are essential Jewish values, critical for a healthy, ethical society.
I'm Justin Harrison, Senior Policy Counsel for the ACLU of New York. These proposals are unnecessary and threaten New Yorkers' constitutional rights. Unnecessary because federal and New York state laws already protect access to places of worship and offer judicial relief when that access is threatened, and an affront to the Constitution because they would strip away New
Bro, when you are advocating for a policy that the ACLU is against, you know you're on the wrong side. I just want to point that out. I don't get how someone could cut that man off. He was the most polite and soft-spoken guy I've ever seen. That was so rude. Yeah.
Yorkers free
It's almost like they don't want him to talk, kiddo.
speech rights. Both proposals encourage viewpoint and content-based enforcement against disfavored speakers and messages, in that they offer the NYPD wide latitude to decide when, where, and under what conditions they should set up buffer zones.
I'm here to testify about Bill 175-A, as that specifically affects our members and the students and publics that we serve. We do not believe that this statute would survive a First Amendment challenge, as many other speakers have indicated. We should take a look at the actual text of the bill, and there hasn't really been that much analysis of that today. But for example, there's been talk that the bill does not force the NYPD to do anything.
So, Kidda, I'm hearing that I should be very polite and very soft-spoken. And nobody should ever cut me off because of that.
Paragraph 4E states that the police commissioner shall implement the plan to establish these buffer zones. Furthermore, there is no oversight mechanism to review whether the commissioner's plan, once developed, will itself pass constitutional muster. Paragraph 4B says that this plan must accomplish its goals through the use of buffer zones. The purpose of this bill is to establish buffer zones. If it isn't the purpose of that bill, then your constituents are going to be really disappointed, because you just heard from about a dozen of them that are expecting this council to pass a buffer zone bill. The NYPD already—
I mean, I can't cut you off. You're louder than me. You wouldn't even hear me at trying to cut you off.
has a lot in
I feel like
toolkit.
that's a slight at me. I feel like it's a slight at me, considering I call you soft-spoken a lot, but I found out it's because you don't want to be loud for your husband.
I was shocked to hear today that the most vociferous defender of the First Amendment was the representative from the NYPD.
My name is Rabbi David Feldman, and I'm here to oppose these buffer zones outside of synagogues. As a religious leader...
He's got a normal sleep schedule. Give him earmuffs. Buy him earmuffs, kidda.
I definitely appreciate when politicians are working towards the freedom of religion. But I want to make clear that attacking a shul, attacking a synagogue because of or during prayers or religious conducts, that's an affront on the religion. But protesting criminal activities taking place in synagogues, this is not against religion. On the contrary, supporting crimes in a synagogue is a desecration of the religion. Selling stolen land in synagogues or supporting occupation of Palestine.
So I'm kind of confused by all this stuff. Like, it feels like most Jewish Americans are maybe not full-blown anti-Zionist, but are like kind of questioning Zionism. Why are they allowing this stuff to happen within their synagogues? Like, why are they not? I mean, I guess it's probably happening secretly too, and they don't know. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud.
Not only a crime, but this is a violation of Judaism. Killing and stealing, oppressing an entire people, these are violations of Judaism. The concept of the Zionist movement, ending Jewish exile by physical means, is in total contrast of Judaism. Therefore, protesting the state of Israel or any of its actions is not about hate, it's not against Judaism, and it's not anti-Semitic. We have to remember the difference between Judaism and Zionism. Judaism is a religion, Zionism is a political movement, should never be confused. Masses of Jewish people oppose the state of Israel. When people stand up for righteousness, for justice, these activities should be admired, should be supported under the First Amendment right. If administrations of religious institutions are concerned about these demonstrations, I encourage them to keep their institutions to religious activities only and not to crimes supported. I encourage you to oppose this.
Jewish New Yorker and a union organizer at UAW. Today, I'm speaking on behalf of my union, urging council members to reject the proposed security perimeter bills. These bills would be a disaster for organized labor and for free speech in our city. They follow the Trump playbook of muzzling protest instead of actually addressing the root causes of protest. The issue is that educational facilities are also workplaces. The ability to protest visibly outside the workplace is one of the most powerful tools that we have as workers.
About a violent protest and my personal experiences with it at Park East.
The majority of people that favored this bill refused to mention that people gathered outside the synagogue to protest a real estate sale of West Bank land. That's because they don't want to bring attention to it. They want to claim that they're the victim.
Synagogue on November 19th, 2025. On that evening at around 7:30, I was approaching the synagogue on East 68th Street, that entrance between Lexington and 3rd. I was wearing a kippah or yarmulke at the time.
Synagogues around our country have seen violent attacks, arson, vandalism, and threats.
Last November, as was mentioned so eloquently before by some of the speakers, protesters gathered directly adjacent to a synagogue entrance during an event, hindering access and creating an atmosphere of intimidation for those attempting to enter.
What happened at Park East was not peaceful.
Opponents of Intro 1A, the bill were to discuss.
Oh, shit.
What happened at Park East was not peaceful.
Opponents of
It was mentioned a handful of times within an 8-hour
Intro
time
1A,
span.
the bill were
When it was mentioned, they clearly stated that this is all their land.
discussing here today claim that synagogues are used to sell Israeli land, and therefore there should be no limitations on their right to protest. Can you talk about the religious and national connection of the Jewish people to the land of Israel and address how Israel is an integral part of Jewish identity?
Dude, this is... If these people were morally consistent, then according to their beliefs, Native Americans have the right to eradicate all United States Americans on their land, right? Like this is the morally consistent position, right? What are their thoughts on Native Americans getting their land back? Has anybody asked the Zionists that?
Did he?
Quiet, please.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for that question. And whenever Jews think about the history, which was filled with, unfortunately, anti-Semitism, pogroms, horrible, horrible events over the course of the last 1,000, even 2,000 years, Jews always thought about, well, one day we'll go back to Israel. So today we can go back to Israel, and that gives us a sense of comfort. And I want to just...
We heard a lot about people talking the impact of this bill to brown and black folk. Well, I am a brown individual. I am also a Jew. I am also a Syrian Jewish refugee, an individual displaced from Syria based on the same hatred that we are seeing take to the streets of New York today, what they call anti-Zionist anti-Semitism. I remember walking down the streets of Syria with my father, trying to get to synagogue, worrying about, are we going to encounter the chants from the river to the sea, and let me say it correctly, Palestine will be free, or are we going to encounter the other chants, Palestine baladna wal Yahud kalabna, Palestine is our land and the Jews are our dogs. What we have seen in the last 2 years was a recreation of what displaced the Jewish community of Syria, Morocco, Tunisia, Lebanon, Egypt, 10 other countries. How many people sitting here today have spoken about the Jews of Arab countries?
For the past 2.5 years,
This man is a speaker. I would follow him in the battle. I mean, he was advocating for Zionism, kiddo. So, yeah.
We've witnessed not just protests, attacks, harassment campaigns against
Uploaded his ex's naked pics to social media. He was arrested and pled guilty.
Jews who stand with Israel. Now, you heard the testimony of what we would call a capo Jew just before, because he's against Israel. And this guy is saying that as a Jew, that he should be able to go into a synagogue and protest. Well, this is unacceptable. I was at Park East Synagogue. I stood on the doorsteps and I arrived and I saw young men, thuggish men, fully face covered, wearing keffiyehs, screaming death to Zionists. We don't want Jews, Zionist Jews here in New York City.
Thuggish. Yeah, thuggish. Meaning they were too brown for him.
They were standing at the doorstep, pushing, screaming. I was pushed, I was poked, I was punched. And the Jews who were there to support the synagogue were penned and corralled across the street while the so-called protesters were standing in the doorway. screaming, yelling vile obscenities. What were they protesting? A group of Jews showing up at a synagogue for an event? How is that going to help the innocent Arabs in Gaza? Really, after 2.5 years, I was at 770 Eastern Parkway last May when a violent mob from within our lifetime, who's been marauding the city with impunity, costing the city millions of dollars in overtime and cost to the NYPD. Where are they? Why are they not being held to account? I was at 770 when they sent a mob of young kids to the doorsteps, starting a fight while I watched the police stand on the outskirts. I had to step in. I'm an old guy. This is bullshit. Sorry. But this is unacceptable.
What mob is he talking about? I don't fucking know. He's making up shit in his head.
We're debating a buffer zone? I'm a free speech absolutist. Absolutely. As much as I find what
I'm a free speech absolutist, except for people that are properly pointing out that it's a criminal activity.
Reprehensible. Go for it. This is America. But standing in the doorway of a synagogue, this isn't happening at mosques. Can you imagine if a group of Jews...
What are you fucking talking about? Oh my God, it happens all the fucking time. Dude, how many white supremacists go into fucking mosques all the time and fuck shit up in there? How many Zionists go to the steps of mosque and fucking advocate for Palestinians to continue to fucking die? What the fuck?
October 7th showed up in a mosque, the worldwide condemnation, we would never do it. Because we respect a house of worship, even as much as we don't want intifada in New York City.
In New York City, synagogues are filled with New Yorkers of every age, children to seniors, and seniors who remember times when gathering openly as Jews was not safe, when protests...
There were literally more Jewish people in the United States than there were in Israel. There's no systemic oppression of Jewish people in the United States. Why do these people think that this is happening? Like, what the...
take place directly outside synagogue doors during active services, it does not feel abstract.
It wasn't an active service. They were selling fucking stolen land.
It feels personal.
This is annoying.
My pronouns are they, them, theirs. I am transgender. I am also a Columbia alumni who graduated a few months before October 7th. On October 7th, my Salvadorian mother was visiting Jerusalem. My stepfather is a Persian Jewish man who fled Iran during the Islamic Revolution of 1979. I also want to add that there has been zero mention by a lot of the people in Kafias here today of the Iranian genocide that has killed nearly 100,000 people.
Dude, what Iranian genocide that killed 100,000 people? What are they talking about? Lady behind him just clapping? Yeah. Was that part of the discussion in the documentary about birthright? Like, that's an actual part of the agenda? Yes. Yes, it is.
I really resent as a person of color the hijacking of terms like person of color and black and brown by all of these gentrifiers and Kafias here today. But I want to address something. Earlier, there was talk about how anti-Semitic speech and hate speech is protected under the First Amendment. Under that logic, Islamophobia after September 11th...
Also, these people haven't said anti-Semitic hate speech is protected under their First Amendment right. They said anti-Zionist speech and protesting.
Is also protected. The demonization of Arabs and Muslims in this country is also protected. We have seen what happens when rhetoric turns entire religious and ethnic communities into political symbols, as has been the case with the Jewish...
Brother. Okay. Here is the difference. The Islamophobia that happened after 9/11 was against people of Islamic faith who weren't actively doing a fucking genocide. Like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me?
People over the last 2 years. The rule should be consistent for everybody, Muslims, Jews, everyone. I urge you to pass this bill. Thank you.
I had this whole speech prepared I wanted to say, but you know what? I've learned a lot today.
Oh, I'm sure this is going to be good.
I am totally in favor of these buffer zones, but only temporarily. You do not take it far enough. You need to start educational programs to teach people not to hate each other.
Would you say we need to put people into camps, sir? Where these people could get re-educated? Is that what you would say?
I tried talking to some people who oppose my views. They called me a child and they would not shake my hand. That is what we have.
I also don't shake hands with Nazis, so I can understand why they would do that.
To stop in this city. We are all New Yorkers. We are all here together, and I want one of. See, he's laughing. I want.
They wouldn't shake my hand. They wouldn't shake my hand. My fifis. Yeah, they do that for Christian camps, literally false education camps.
One of you to come up and say you're willing to make peace and shake my hand.
Please direct your.
I don't meet in the middle with people that are advocating for genocide.
Comments to the chair.
I want one of you to stand up and shake my hand.
Kind of asked for
say
that,
you're
didn't I,
willing
huh?
to make peace. Shows you where the problems are. A buffer zone is just like a DMZ.
Oh yeah, I've been to Vacation Bible School. There's a podcast by a fairly progressive guy that's called Vacation Bible School. And I listened to it for a little bit so I could like listen to more stories from the Bible. And they go through like the insane stories. And like there was a stretch there. No, I don't think he was like proselytizing it or anything like that, but it just felt weird. Maybe I need to give it another chance. But it was the guy knows his shit and he makes fun of Christianity constantly. He actually wrote a book called World is a Hell Without You, which I've pre-ordered. I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet, and he tells about him growing up in like the evangelical wings of the country. Horrific experience. I'm sorry.
It's only temporary. You need to educate people, start in your schools where children learn all people are good, basically good. And CUNY needs to be revamped. There are too many professors teaching hate. We have that at Queens College. It's sickening.
Park East Synagogue.
Park East Synagogue.
Kew Gardens Hills. They were selling land inside of a synagogue. They're selling West Bank land.
Yes, they were.
Yes.
Judea and Samaria. Now, my question to that is...
Look at him looking at the camera. Look at him looking at the camera. See? These fucking assholes can't even call it fucking Palestine. Just fucking admit to it at this point, you dumb motherfucker. I remember one time the security at a pool tried calling the cops on me and my friends in college when the cops wouldn't bother to come because they didn't care enough to bust some teens drinking at a pool. He tried shaking our hands and everyone but me was like, yeah, nah, I'm not shaking your hand. Like, bro, you tried calling the cops on us? Yeah. Yeah, you tried calling the cops on us, you fucking asshole. Why did I shake your hand?
Prior to 1967, Gaza was owned by Egypt. Where was the protest to get Egypt out?
There are plenty.
Judea and Samaria was owned by Jordan. Where was the protest to get Jordan?
There was plenty.
Okay, then I don't know of any. I'm willing to learn.
The Palestinians famously fought against the Ottoman Empire.
Name one king or one leader of Palestine prior to...
You're talking about the Grand Mufti. The Grand Mufti... they don't have a prime minister, they have a Grand Mufti.
Whatever they had.
Yeah, so...
Whatever leader they had, whichever one they had. Everyone shook his hand but me. I should clarify. No, I read that. Fuck that Rendicott.
Who was a leader of Palestine? What they brought to the world? What's the history of the country of Palestine?
Mathematics. And Jesus Christ. And, protecting Jewish people when they were exiled from Europe and were openly embraced within the Ottoman Empire.
They were always existed as a people.
No, I didn't say people because a lot of them were thrown out of Arab countries.
Well, no, I'm talking about what
Wait, now he's claiming Palestinians were thrown out of Arab countries? I'm sorry, what? He's trying to say not having a king means no history? I'm pretty sure that's what he's trying to say.
national identity, as we understand national identity, came on the rise in the early 20th century. People previously identified by their local village, local tribe, so on and so forth.
Where was the nation of Palestine?
Nation of Palestine.
Before
Nation of Palestine.
47.
Palestina. This.
It was a colony. It was a mandate. It was controlled by Britain. It was part of the Ottoman Empire. And then Britain was in control of it. It was occupied by Britain, brother.
It's no. Are we doing? I'm not going to do Palestinian erasure here.
No, I just want to. I'm just saying. I want to know. I want to learn the history of the country of Palestine.
Yeah, so
go back 5,000 years and show me where they were.
Brother, 5,000 years ago, wasn't it part of the Egyptian Empire? Like, what the fuck? Come on. It was literally part of... What? Isn't that when the Old Testament occurs? Isn't that literally when the Old Testament occurs and the Jewish people, God's people, left Egypt and settled in Palestine? And therefore became the original Palestinians? Brother, go back 75 years and show me who occupied the land? Yeah.
If you want to go by genetics, the Palestinians and the Jews both have genetic ties to that land.
So then they need to live in peace, just like in Israel, where the Palestinians serve.
Whoa. He says they live in peace in Israel? And he's saying Palestinians serve. Oh my God. Is he about to say Palestinians are lower class than Jewish people?
In the parliament. They serve in the army. They are citizens of the country of Israel.
They also don't. I mean, they do, but they don't. They do, but they don't. Also, literally having a Palestinian as one judge on your fucking Supreme Court. That's like saying I'm not racist. I have a black friend. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but then look at what happens if they marry outside. Look at what happens to the people in Gaza. Look at what happens to the people in the West Bank.
Do you blame Gaza on Israel? Do you blame it on Egypt? Or do you blame it on...
There's that conversation.
Wait, why would we blame it on Egypt? He just keeps pivoting. He's not answering any fucking questions.
Of like, what about Egypt? And that to me is like shooting someone and then, blaming everyone else for not hiding the body, right? Like, because it's like, why didn't they open their borders?
In 1965, 2 years before 67, Egypt had the ability to form a Palestinian country in Gaza. Why didn't they?
I mean, if you want to talk about...
Why didn't they? Why would Egypt be the ones determining if there's a Palestinian country in Gaza? Why would Egypt be in charge of that? Brother, you're not understanding. Palestinians deserve the right for self-determination.
If you want to talk about, Egypt has also taken in an incredible amount of Palestinians. So
and they also closed the gate.
I can't follow this guy's argument. He doesn't have one. He keeps jumping talking points. This is what Zionists do. They keep jumping talking points to confuse you. Because they know they don't have an argument. So they just fucking get you to be confused and muddy the water. It's working?
Genocide, yeah.
Believe me.
It's a genocide.
It's not a genocide.
Okay,
if it was a genocide, the genocide happened for two times recently.
But the IDF just said...
Excuse me.
Yeah.
One was when they attacked Israel on October 7th. That was a genocide.
That's not a genocide. That was a single instance. That was not a genocide. That was a single instance of a terrorist attack that was atrocious, which wouldn't have happened if not for the occupation of Palestine in the West Bank and the open-air prison of Gaza.
1,800 people. Second genocide was
Also, a lot of those people were killed by Israel themselves. Hannibal Doctrine.
Hamas killing their own people. No one.
Hamas killed those people because they were Israeli collaborators, which is literally what most countries do to traitors. Just like I'm a traitor for running ads at the top of the hour, because Twitch makes me run 3 minutes of ads every hour to avoid pre-roll ads for any new viewers. If you want to avoid the ads, you can pay $5.99 for a subscription, or get lucky and get gifted a sub. Or you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and get a free monthly subscription from Daddy Bezos to your favorite streamer. Hopefully it's me. If it's not me, then hopefully it's one of my friends. But anyway, here comes the 3-minute ad break now. Chat, I gotta pee real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let it play though.
Protest that.
The IDF confirmed that the death toll in Gaza was 70,000. I can't interfaith.
How many people died from the American bombing in Germany during World War II? Was that a genocide of Germans?
Was it intentional? I mean,
yes.
you have Smotrich.
Yes,
you have
it was.
Smotrich and Ben-Gvir.
Answer my question. When we bombed Dresden, which was not a military base, and killed most of the citizens of the city of Dresden during World War II, was that a genocide? Did America commit genocide?
But that didn't last 3 years.
It's a war.
Dresden. How long did Dresden last?
The war itself lasted more than 3 years.
Yeah, but saying, well, this is just war. Do you want me to say that about October 7th? I would never say that about October 7th.
You could say.
I also wouldn't condemn the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. The Warsaw Ghetto lasted 3 years. Voyage lasted 5 years. These are genocides that lasted a very long time.
If you say that Israel was attacked on October 7th as part of a war, I would accept that. But then Israel had a right to fight back.
I need to go back to this. 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 Okay. He's talking about Dresden here. He's talking about Dresden. He's talking about Dresden here. Right? And he's saying that how many innocent Germans were killed? Was that a genocide? He is acknowledging that bombing Dresden was a bad thing. Okay? He's saying that bombing civilians is a bad thing, but yet advocating for bombing Palestinians is a correct thing to do. Hey, buddy, I hate to break it to you, but after World War II, they did the Geneva Conventions and determined that that was a fucking war crime and is an illegal act under international law, which you are violating by bombing civilian Palestinians. God damn. Fucking agent.
From the American bombing in Germany during World War II, was that a genocide of Germans?
Was it intentional? I mean,
yes.
you have Smotrich.
Yes,
you have
it was.
Smotrich and Ben-Gvir.
God damn it, Walter. Fucking, that's such an easy one. That's so fucking easy. Oh, that's such an easy got you, but he's so fucking confused because the guy's talking points are all over the place. Fuck.
Answer my question. When we bombed Dresden, which was not a military base, and killed most of the citizens of the city of Dresden during World War II, was that a genocide? Did America commit genocide?
But that didn't last 3 years.
It's a war.
Dresden. How long did Dresden last?
The war itself lasted more than 3 years.
Yeah, but saying, well, this is just war.
Okay, he's fucking arguing that bombing of Dresden was that a genocide of German people? No, the intention of the bombing of Dresden was literally to cripple Nazi fucking supply lines and shit like that and logistics. It was deemed an illegal act after the war. The Danish committed war crimes to the Nazis after the war too, only to be called a war crime decades later, of course. Yeah.
Do you want me to say that about October 7th? I would never say that about October 7th.
You could say.
I also wouldn't.
Okay. He can cook here. This was actually a good push.
I also wouldn't condemn the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. The Warsaw Ghetto.
That's another good one.
Lasted 3 years. Voyage lasted 5 years. These are genocides that lasted a very long time.
If you say that Israel was attacked on October 7th as part of a war, I would accept that. But then Israel had a right to fight back, and it did.
Okay, so then, I mean...
So yes, it was a war started by the Palestinians.
The Gazans and the people in the West Bank are continually getting their land encroached on. They don't have a right to resist their own annihilation.
So once again, why didn't they do it? A, Israel gave Palestinians the land, was it?
That's under Ehud Barak. It didn't happen under Ehud Barak. Because that was I've looked at that one. I understand that on its face looked like they were giving Ehud Barak, and under the Clinton administration was giving the land up. That was not happening. That's actually
also another one that they like to use is like, oh, they sold the land to Zionists. They sold it to them. Yeah, you literally were pointing guns at him and said, you're going to sell it to us or we're going to kill you.
Example of like a failed.
As abortion activists, we have seen
the bill is being framed as protecting Planned Parenthood, but pro-choice activists showed up to say that is nonsense-based.
firsthand the success of protesting outside religious institutions. In 2021, we organized a campaign to get St. Paul's Church in Brooklyn to stop hosting an anti-abortion groups. 3 months later, the church declined to host the anti-abortion bigots, saying they were tired of the attention. Our campaign was successful precisely because we were able to table and protest directly in front of that place of worship. As an organization, we believe it is our moral duty to inconvenience people who spread hate, violence, and bigotry, regardless of what they are. We will continue to fight until INT 1A and 175A are scrapped entirely. We will continue to oppose those who violate others' bodily autonomy, be they Catholic bigots or genocidal settlers.
My name is Noella Williams, and I'm an organizer with New York City for Abortion Rights. I am here to oppose Speaker Menon and Councilmember Dinowitz's proposed bills around places of worship and educational facilities. By preventing First Amendment protected speech and protests, the intent of these bills is to stifle free speech on significant issues in public places like the streets. In New York, places of worship, healthcare facilities, and buildings associated with educational institutions are everywhere, and their close proximity would limit political protests and potentially criminalize countless demonstrators.
Educational institutions are places where knowledge is made and shared. Protests maintain the integrity of educational institutions as counter-narratives to the top-down imposition of oppressive knowledge and institutional policy. Restricting the ability to protest at educational institutions relegates them to sites of indoctrination, not learning.
Under the guise of laws, which can be unconstitutional, and order, which cannot exist in the absence of justice. Because of this, I know that regardless of the supposed intent of these bills, their impact will be the further criminalization of Black, brown, immigrant, Muslim, Arab, South Asian, Palestinian, disabled, queer, poor, low-income families, educators, and worshipers.
It would be remiss of me to not mention some of the good decisions made during our country's founding. For example, the First Amendment gives us civil liberties that are core to a functioning democracy. It allows me to say things like, our president is a pedophile protector that is building concentration camps for immigrants and erasing trans people from the U.S.
Thank you for your testimony.
We know that police do not create safety for all students, and that Black and brown students are disproportionately targeted by police. A study conducted by NICLU found that while Black and Latino students constitute 2/3 of the student body, they continue to represent approximately 90% of arrests and summonses in school.
Rather than actually protecting New Yorkers from hate, they are weaponizing fear to target the movement for Palestinian liberation.
What we're protesting is illegal and completely criminal.
Also, it's kind of crazy that they had Zoom calls for this shit. It's crazy they had Zoom calls for this.
And morally bankrupt, stealing land and selling it in synagogues.
As a Jewish New Yorker, I care deeply about Jewish safety, and thus I know that it is inextricable from the safety of my Muslim and BIPOC neighbors, who are the most likely to be targeted and racially profiled by this legislation.
Testing sales do not disrupt worship. It is an ungodly manipulation of public perception to hold these land theft pre-sales in synagogues. Allowing these war crimes to take place in synagogues is no different than when the KKK organized their crimes against humanity in churches.
I'm also a childhood survivor of anti-Semitic violence. I strongly oppose Intros 1A and 175A to create arbitrary deployable buffer zones around places of worship and educational facilities. These bills, presented as part of a package to combat anti-Semitism, pit parts of New York City's Jewish community against the right to protest. They don't address hate. They threaten New York's storied tradition of activism, protest, and the public's ability to speak truth to power. These bills give police discretion to criminalize proximal acts of protest. In Minnesota, it was also discretion that DHS officers murdered peaceful protesters deemed to be in the wrong place. Constitutional rights should never be contingent on police discretion.
Type shit.
Intro 1A was written in response to incidents at synagogues where stolen Palestinian land was illegally auctioned.
In the past year, protests that opposed what was happening inside those synagogues, not Jews going to study Torah or to pray together, but to make plans to leave New York and make Aliyah, and in some cases to become settlers in the occupied West Bank. That's included an Israeli real estate event last month in Kew Gardens Hills that offered turnkey real estate help to purchase homes in Ma'ale Adumim and Modi'im, both in the occupied West Bank.
Israel's committing a genocide. It has been committing a genocide for 8 decades. Zionism is an ethnic and racial supremacist ideology that calls for
Why does the guy have a book on his head? Why does he have a book on his head?
and requires the extermination of my people, the Palestinian people. And it is the ideology that Israel is founded on and has been pursuing long before October 7th. People here have talked about how the stolen land sales are violations of international law, specifically Article 49 of the Geneva Convention, which prohibits the transfer of a population.
Bro, Israel is committing a genocide? Like, what the fuck? Are we still having to say this?
To occupied territory. I want to talk about how they're also in violation of local New York State fair housing laws and federal fair housing laws. In order for people to access these sales, they have to submit an application that explains their connection. You know, they have to swear that they're Jewish, they have to give the name of their shul and their rabbi, and then that person is called to make sure that not only are they Jewish, but they're the quote-unquote right kind of Jews. We heard many people who are in support of these bills today testify, engage in actual anti-Semitism, and use anti-Semitic slurs against other Jewish people who are anti-Zionist. So not only are the sales accessible in a discriminatory manner, but they're also—
That is true. The Zionists counter-protesting these are some of the most anti-Semitic people ever.
Land in occupied territory that by law is only available to Jewish people. Instead of this city council, instead of the mayor prosecuting and preventing these sales under existing laws, we're trying to create new laws to prevent the protests of these sales.
My name is Colin Buckingham. I work in disability in the context of war and genocide. At the Park East Synagogue and other houses of worship, we're not holding land sales and settlement recruitment fairs in direct violation of international law and human rights. We would not be out here protesting.
Also, I wish Lab was in here. Isn't Park East like a very wealthy part of New York City, which is probably why there's a shit ton of Zionists that were trying to buy West Bank land?
The semantics of the bill and its amendments fail to address the core of the problem, that houses of worship are being used to, at best, tacitly endorse and in reality enable crimes against humanity. The UN International Court of Justice has ruled that Israel's occupation of Palestine, including Gaza and the West Bank, are illegal under international law in a ruling handed down in July 2024. This includes settlements and the apartheid actions of blocking aid, food, and medicine. Therefore, it stands to reason that both the land sales and the settlement recruitment fairs would also—
Dude, it's crazy that there's literally international laws and international orders that say all the shit that they're doing is fucking illegal. And, like, other countries aren't doing shit about it. Like, what the fuck is happening? What are we doing? Like Keko said, Israel's committing genocide. Like, what the fuck are we still having to say this? Yeah.
Be illegal under international law. I don't need a law to tell me that forcibly displacing people from their land is wrong, that Israel's ethnic cleansing, as agreed upon by the UN, Doctors Without Borders, and more, is wrong, that events enabling these atrocities should not happen at all, let alone in our neighborhoods.
This creates a scenario where any time a group wishes to host a potentially controversial event or gathering, they simply need to find a religious or educational building willing to host them, and then suddenly they are free from the inconveniences of criticism and shame or accountability that they would otherwise face from their—
Chat, I just want to point this out. UN votes to recognize enslavement of Africans as gravest crime against humanity. Anyway, chat. Basically, pretty much every country voted against it, or voted for it. 123 countries. 123 countries voted for this to admit that slavery was the greatest crime against humanity. The 3 countries that voted against it were the United States, Israel, and Argentina. And the only reason Argentina fucking voted is because Donald Trump keeps extending money to Argentina because their shit keeps fucking failing with their bullshit anarcho-capitalist president.
Neighbors, peers, and fellow New Yorkers.
Buffer zones require escalated NYPD presence and activity. We are worried about the increased vulnerability of immigrant youth, both around our facility and in New York City at large.
I'm here because I'm very concerned. I was more or less concerned when I came, but I'm here because I'm really
Israel's like, no, we are worse.
Interested in combating hate. I have lived through hate.
So is that saying the United States and Israel and Argentina are based? Is that what you're saying?
So many times. My great-grandparents going back were slaves right here in this country. They lived their Holocaust, and they still in some way have passed on that pain down through the years, and we're still living it. We lived through segregation. I was one of those people who sat in the back.
What about us right now?
Of the bus. I drank out of the colored water fountain. I had my experience with hate.
Dude, it is literally crazy that Jim Crow South was fucking like 60 years ago. That's crazy. 3 generations ago. 3 generations ago was literally the apartheid in the United States of America. Less than 3 generations. Like, it's crazy. Like, why can't we just get past, why can't we just admit that racism's bad? Bigotry is bad in all forms. Oppression is bad. Like, can we just get to the point where we have a world communist thing? Like, when we're all commies and we're all just taking care of one another, can we just get there? Can we just get the Star Trek quickly?
And I'm here now to tell you a wall is not going to save you. You're not going to be saved by police on every corner. You're not going to be saved by police putting a blockade in front of your church. You're not going to be saved by more police being in your school. Your children are going to be traumatized. As a black mother, I want to tell you, our children go to school in fear sometimes because the police are there. They're not their friends. They're not their enemies.
For API communities, this raises serious alarm. Our temples, our gurdwaras, churches, masjids, synagogues are not only spiritual places, they are civic and organizing hubs. We cannot ignore the documented history, particularly post 9/11, of NYPD surveillance and infiltration of Muslim communities, particularly through houses of worship.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Amy Maltz, and I'm a Jewish New Yorker and member of the New York City chapter of Jewish Voice for Peace, a grassroots organization representing thousands of Jewish New Yorkers. I am gravely concerned about the proposed city legislation to create a buffer zone around places of worship and educational facilities. Legislation that restricts protest undermines the open society we cherish here.
This buffer zone is part of a larger attempted buffer against right and just global disgust with genocidal Israel. Both efforts are failing miserably.
Chat, I'm pausing this because of
disgust with genocidal Israel. Both.
I personally don't think this helps causes. Because then everybody's like, what are these weirdos doing? I get it. Because it probably prevents people from, it shows their appreciation for what somebody's saying without interrupting what they're saying by clapping their hands or snapping their fingers or anything like that. But normies see this and it scares them away from what they are advocating for. Just my 2 cents. I'm probably being insensitive. Probably being, I don't know if I'm being ableist or whatever, but that's just That's just the first thing that stands out to me when I see stuff like that. Or like that chick that was honored by Trump at the State of the Union that was like doing this or something like that. Like, I don't know.
Efforts are failing miserably. I'm not here to sanctify the imperial fig leaf known as the First Amendment. I'm not going to talk about unintended consequences for reproductive rights. I'm going to talk about the intended consequences and stand with the conscience of the world and the Palestinian people. Counsel, this lawfare will make you a partner in ethnic cleansing, a crime against humanity. Israel's ethnic cleansing of the West Bank is currently on steroids. A defining feature is sickening Zionist violence against indigenous Palestinians. Anyone with a smartphone can see it in...
This dude is a voice actor, goddamn. Big, you're scaring the hose energy.
graphic detail. Speaker Menon, your bill is 100% an attempt to further the sale of stolen Palestinian land in the synagogues and yeshivas of New York City. Conducting these secular crimes in religious venues is strategic. Dissent must be condemned as anti-Semitic, but no one's buying it. Our eyes and our hearts know how to inventory a genocide in Gaza, proudly emblazoned with the Star of David. And since I'm in this House, I'd like to say shame on you, Mayor Mamdani, for condemning the Kew Gardens protest and not the crime being protested.
Walter Masterson, chat, doing the work. All right. Let's watch Ben a Minute's latest video. Let's watch Ben a Minute's latest video. Let's watch Ben a Minute's latest video. MAGA is crashing out hard on Truth Social.
It's been a minute, and I have not been on Truth Social since the last time we bombed Iran. So I wanted to pop back on today because today is a very special day. Today is the day where you probably have the most reasons ever up until this point to want to leave MAGA. Trump promised no new wars.
Under Trump, we will have no more wars.
There's a new war. Trump promised to lower prices.
Rapidly drive prices down, lower interest rates, and put more money into the pockets of American consumers.
Prices are higher. And he also promised to release the Epstein files, which he did because he was forced to and only released about 2 or 3% of them, and everything is redacted in it, and he's also implicated in them, but I guess he did do that. Good job. So I'm assuming that Truth Social is going to be a little hectic right now. There's a lot of reasons to be telling the truth about what's going on within MAGA, what's going on with Trump. So I want to see where they're at. I want to see how they think things are going when it comes to the economy, the Middle East, the Epstein files. There's just a lot to check in on. And because Trump's approval is cratering and the MAGA coalition seems to be fracturing more and more every...
It's not cratering. His approval under his base is still like 90%. It's still over 90%. I know there was a poll that said it was 100%. Nobody's a fucking 100%. Nobody's approval is 100%.
Every day, I want to kick them while they're down. I want to do my part and put some dirt in their eye by telling the truth. Okay, Truth Social. But if you've seen my other videos, then you'll know that I can't do this all by myself. I need to call in an old friend. Oh my god, wait. Oh yeah, I forgot who owned this account. He's a gaslighter, a truth seeker, and a real American patriot. Welcome back, Talbot Henley. All right, let's do this.
We're so back.
Right, let's see what's
We're so
trending.
back, brother.
Sin Baron is the #1 trending. I think
Dude,
Baron will make a...
Send Baron was trending on Truth Social. Oh my god. Oh, that's amazing.
Strong fighter. He is tall like an oak and as nimble as an American bald eagle. He could kill many and come back a hero. Hashtag Sin Baron. Oh man, this is good to be back. I would vote for him in 2028, especially if he was a World War III hero. I can't believe it's called Operation Epic Fury. All right, so my plan is to just take a bunch of like Fox News, Breitbart.
Also, chat, there were literally people that said calling it Operation Epstein Fury or whatever was anti-Semitic and not pointing out that the president is a fucking pedophile.
Newsmax, all these, right-leaning.
Or the fact that Epstein had significant ties to Israeli intelligence and shit like that.
Articles, and then just change the headlines to say something that they should say, but they don't. So, Hegseth urges U.S. troops to stay focused as Operation Epic Fury devastates Iran. Fury to furry. Nice. All right. Hegseth urges U.S. troops to stay focused as Operation Epic Furry devastates the U.S. economy.
Got him.
All right, let's see if they take this bait. President Donald Trump will kill a bunch of people, but sometimes that's what America's all about.
Yo, should we start doing this? Chat, should we start doing this? Should we start producing fake news? Should we start doing this?
Peace through death. Nice. All right, now we'll go into some groups and post this forever. Make America Great Again. Yeah, we'll post it here. I voted for this. Peace through death. Okay, it's got one upvote. Nice.
We'll be back shortly with our regular scheduled programming, but first, Ben a Minute needs to get paid.
And I want to take just a second to talk about
ethical racks, ethical racks, ethical racks, ethical racks, ethical racks, ethical racks.
Aluminum. The
ethical
Extra
racks.
Card Holder Pro holds up to 14 cards of your choice, while
Ethical
still
racks.
looking super thin and slick. And it's got this
Me
fun
going to
little
make fake
ejection
news?
button, so you can look.
This will be practice
cool
for
and pop
when
out
you're head of
cards. And one
propaganda
of
when
those
I'm
14
when I run for
cards can be
president.
Extra's
When I'm the
Finding
president.
card, which is the world's slimmest Find My tracker. The card will send you an alert if you leave your wallet behind, give you an accurate last known map location, and you can ring the card with your phone if your wallet happens to fall in between your couch cushions or
Okay, this is actually
any
kinda
other
cool.
crevice where wallets usually get trapped. Extra also sent
This
me
is
the
kinda
travel pack vacuum kit, which has been awesome for putting like dirty clothes into while you're traveling and also just saving you a ton of space in your luggage. If you want to pick yourself up some cool gear from Extra, well, you're in luck because they are currently running a spring sale until April 13th with discounts up to 45% off. And if you're watching this right now, you can also unlock an additional 20% off by using my promo code BEN20 at checkout. This code is only available
Maybe.
for a limited time only. Also, Extra offers a 100-day money-back guarantee, so you can shop with confidence. You can click the link in the description or scan the QR code and get that extra 20% off with BEN20 at checkout. And thank you to Extra for sponsoring this video.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
All right, let's find that picture of Trump's neck. Perfect. Did you mean Trump's neck? I did. Anybody else a little worried? That ain't looking too good. Looks like the same thing my dog's been licking on his underbelly the past couple of weeks. All right, I'm gonna post this in all the groups. I'm just curious what they have to say, because I mean, it just doesn't look good. I don't know how else to put it. USA hockey team wins gold. Yeah, that's definitely the most important thing going on right now. Government gangsters, hell yeah. Leftist tears. Oh man, the day Trump dies, this place is gonna be so fun. I will definitely be here. You can count me in. So yeah, if you haven't seen my first video, Truth Social has a bunch of different groups and they're all unique. Like there's one for Texas, there's one for Christians, one for guns, crocheters of truth, rural living, just like your basic needs. BB gave Trump a hickey for whacking Iran. I heard some reporting on that, but wasn't sure. But you can try a alcohol rub and it will kill anything that don't belong there. Oh, he's giving me advice for my dog? Thanks, brother. Hopefully Trump's doctors can treat him the same. All right, this is getting a lot of responses. Caused by excessive awesomeness. Could be zoster, shingles. Probably got it from Zoster Mom Donnie. Before medical schools was home, remedies, and common sense. Yes, brother. Let's go.
What? You're advocating for home remedies over fucking medical, scientific, like medicines? What? That's
who needs medicine? Treat him with alcohol wipes, please. This isn't a joke. Thank you. We won't even need medical school once Grok becomes powerful enough to do surgery and doctoring. You don't catch zoster. It is childhood chickenpox waking up. That's scary. I wish there was a way to prevent chickenpox.
Got him.
All right, let's take another news article. I think they really
That's
like
amazing.
Newsmax. Trump won't rule out boots on the ground. I don't even have to really change this one. Okay, I didn't edit this. Trump won't rule out sending troops to Iran. And I added, thousands of Americans and Iranians could die, but it'll be a good fight and worth it to establish peace, said Donald Trump. All right, let's see how this one does. Kind of just want to get a feel for what's going on, so I'm just going to post this everywhere. Troops on the ground. What do y'all think about troops on the ground? No boots on the ground. Okay. All right. So that's our first vote. Hell yeah. I know they are ready to knock down some walls. These are warriors. They were born for
These are warriors?
the
These are warriors spelled like that? The guy asked for warriors, and he gets warriors. He gets fucking Keko. He gets Keko. It's the dude is looking for Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and he gets Keko. I'm sorry to throw you under the bus there, Keko, but you are a bit of a warrior.
They only need a good cause and for you and let go of the leash. They are pretty damn strong. Could probably wipe out millions if they tried hard enough. Then Iran could.
By the way, Keko, you need to start putting the video games in those messages. Because, like, you can just get pinged. You can just get pinged and then, like, removed from the fucking platform. If, like, someone reported you. Just so you know. They don't really look at context. I just want you to know that.
Be free. At this point, Trump should be the new leader of Iran. Could be the 51st state. Awesome beaches and gorgeous mountains. Think about all the oil and national parks we could get. Skin is more sensitive in older folks. Probably too much bleach and starch on his high-collared shirts. I thought bleach was good. I used it all the time with my kids during COVID. Dumbass. All right, so things are looking good in the world of MAGA. I can't imagine a better time to be full MAGA, full Trump. So, let's do this. Okay, I guess we'll go through the alerts first. Oh, God. Don't believe this story for a New York minute. I don't believe this. Sorry, Newsmax. No, they deleted my truth. X team deleted my truth about the children who were killed in Iran. They're so devastated it was from Newsmax, too. This is a total lie, I believe. It was actually a misfired Iranian hit. Oh my God. They're just falling for all the propaganda. That's if it even happened at all. If Newsmax actually posted that, they should probably research it. Do you honestly believe if Trump's military hit a school that the Dems and press wouldn't be drooling and plastering this story everywhere? Careful who you listen to.
Also, Dems aren't plastering it everywhere because they want the war in Iran.
Oh my God. No, they're not plastering it everywhere because there isn't a liberal media outlet who will actually accurately report on this. Like, this is the problem. See, if Democrats and our news media actually covered this accurately, then maybe some of these people on Truth Social would actually wake up and be like, huh, wait, it's pretty bad that one of our missiles like killed a bunch of kids the other day. To me, that is objectively not good. But no, we have the most piss poor opposition you can imagine. So, the rash is caused by a reaction one gets from being around idiot Democrats. It usually goes away within 24 hours of removing them from office. You're welcome.
Oh my God. He's so smart.
Good one. No wonder Trump looks so bad. He's around Dems all day. Iran out launcher near the school. The launcher and rocket failed and hit the school. Stop spreading lies. Have fun believing your Israeli propaganda. All bad rockets are Iran and all good rockets are America. Makes sense. To the author of this post, have you had that rash that's festering around your asshole looked at? Might be an STD. So you think it might be an STD on Trump's neck? All right, well that was fun.
Okay, he's got some good trolls. He got some fucking really good trolls.
See what's happening on the groups. Oh, all right. What's up, Pam Chambers? President Trump, we need help with insurance premiums. My husband is retired and we own a poetry farm. You farming sonnets or something?
I think she was trying to spell poultry.
Or stanzas. You got some haikus in the pen over there? And I don't work due to health issues. We pay almost $900 a month. And then the deductible is so high we pay $6,800 out of pocket, and after that is met, we still have to pay 40% until we have a $10,000 max out of pocket. I know if anyone can figure out a solution, it's you, President Trump. Thank you for making America great again.
It's just sad.
Man. This is so sad. Are these legit posts? Why has gas prices jumped $1 overnight? Can you tell me why the gas has jumped almost $1 a gallon in Georgia? I used to believe in Trump too. I thought he could fix the
Fucking
problems,
cult.
but then I...
Yeah. We legitimately need like re-education. Like I used to reference like denazification in Germany, but they didn't really do any of that considering the German leaders of the Nazi party were literally installed by the United States and Britain.
woke up and realized he was all lies. He don't care about us. He only cares about billionaires and himself. We must ask for more from our
Oh my God, he's
leader.
going to get banned
I
from
am
True Social.
done with Trump. Come on, Pam. Tel Aviv under fire. Oh no. Who could have thought? Okay, here's another headline I made. U.S. provided Israel $3.8 billion in taxpayer dollars in 2025. Israel has free health care, while many say it is too expensive in the U.S. We pay for Israel's health care while we get none. All right, any responses yet? Oh, okay. People are retruthing. All right, that Israel one hit. Probably because they're all anti-Semitic, but all right, I got a video of Tulsi Gabbard.
That's true.
What is she talking about? We'll see.
President Trump says that he doesn't want war with Iran, but that's exactly what he wants, because that's exactly what Saudi Arabia, Netanyahu.
Tulsi getting it right. Tulsi getting it right.
Al-Qaeda, Bolton, Haley, and other neocons and neolibs want. That's what he puts first, not America.
God damn it. I hate that I fucking fell for the Tulsi shit. I hate that I fell for Tulsi being progressive when she was just a fucking conservative the whole time.
We need to wake up. Tulsi is telling the truth. At Tulsi Gabbard. They are lying to us. Wake up.
But America's interest is sometimes going to be distinct. Like sometimes we're going to have overlapping interests, and sometimes we're going to have distinct interests. And our interest, I think, very much is in not going to war with Iran. Right. It would be a huge distraction of resources. It would be massively expensive to our country. Yeah. But America's
Interesting. All these videos are from the Twitter profile Home of the Brave, by the way. All right, time to post this everywhere. I'll put in U.S. military veterans. Hopefully they get it. Come on, y'all. Please say through the lies. It's a perfect time to wake up. Eat some breakfast, drink some coffee. Please. Oil prices always increase during wartime because of insurance cost hikes and risks involved in transportation of oil. Well, I didn't vote for war or higher oil prices, did I? Shut up. I know why they increased. Still doesn't mean I want them. People are retruthing my stuff. I'm getting more retruths and upvotes than I am replies, which is pretty good. Oh, getting another
That's a good sign.
retruth from Linda. Hell yeah, Linda. Let's go. Let's go. This is good. I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Do you think Linda watches this video, chat? Do you think Linda watches this video and realizes that she got duped?
Hey, y'all. I'm back. All right, so I have some updates. I have some fun updates. We're still at war with Iran, which is great because we are close to winning. I think they killed the Ayatollah. He died, and then they got another one now. But we'll get him too. And now gas prices have risen. I think a barrel of oil now costs over $100, which is great for the oil industry. I'm glad those guys are making money, the mom and pop oil shops. And then also the third update is grocery prices are still high. And also I'm pretty sure Trump is in the Epstein files and has sexually assaulted a bunch of minors. Not the ones that like pick up coal and stuff, but like the young women and stuff like that. But besides that, things are good. America's back, baby. Back and better than ever for some. But you know what? At least Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are still gay. All right, so let's check in and see what's going on Truth Social.
Well, if Iran would have stuck first, you'd be done and buried. And gas prices up 16 cents, still almost $300 cheaper than under Biden. It's $3.11 and $2.97 here in my area, but I'm not in a damn hate the USA city.
A damn hate the USA city. I should probably put that for my location. Well, I drive a diesel truck and the prices are damn high. Biden was awful and prices were high under him, but this is much worse. How the hell am I supposed to drive my damn truck?
Chat, I had one of my caddy supervisors start asking me questions about charging my car and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's like $20 to charge it or whatever. And he's like, oh, what do you have to pay when you charge it and plug it in here at the course? I'm like, oh, it's a slow charger, so it's free. He's like, oh, so you just plug it in for like 3-4 hours? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, interesting. I'm like, yeah.
Surely she'll get that. Oh, look, we found a pro-vaxxer. Vaccination is how chickenpox.
Hopefully he doesn't run his mouth and fucking end up not allowing employees or caddies to be able to charge on property.
Is currently being prevented in children. Shingles can be very debilitating in senior citizens. The current zoster shot for the elderly boosts immunity that has waned as we age. Vaccines kind of remind me of peptides.
This is also the guy that said I wasn't allowed to charge. It's like some boss type shit. No, I think he was just asking in general. I think he was just curious. But this is the guy that says I'm not allowed to charge. This is the guy that says I'm not allowed to charge at like one of the golf courses for no reason one time. So now I've literally been walking the whole time, except they probably hate seeing a caddy walk on property more.
I might need to look into them. Sounds promising. Okay, I'm switching to New York Post. A lot of people are saying, oh, Newsmax is fake news. That's gay and liberal and stuff. So here we go. Trump says U.S.'s gas price will get bigger because of Iran war. Maybe $8 a gallon, but it's worth it.
$8 a gallon is worth
that one's
it?
gonna play pretty well. Post
That's
that in Texas,
crazy.
post it in leftist tears. SoCal Patriots. All right, they're paying the most for gas because they live in California. Liberal judge. I'm giving you one last chance again. Low-key, she's attractive. Unfortunately, AI gave me 4 images to choose from, and that was the best one as the text.
I taught a British comic and Australian poet what Newsmax is last night, and it blew their mind.
Not wrong in others.
Well, Kirk. They didn't think it could get worse than Fox. Dude, it's even worse. It's worse. It gets worse than Newsmax. It gets worse than Newsmax. There's the oh God, what is the name of the conglomerate that owns a bunch of local stations? My friend literally worked for one of their stations and they fired him because he didn't lose enough weight. And then he ended up taking his own life, unfortunately. News Nation, no. I know what you're talking about. Sinclair Broadcasting. Sinclair Broadcasting. How the fuck is that legal? It's not.
My God. Oh, I like how he's like apologizing to me. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. She's like kind of hot. That's so funny. Groceries are down and houses are down. Gas is up temporarily. Troll. Where do you live? Israel?
I'm sorry. Groceries are down? What? Groceries are down because I'm buying less stuff. Because I can't afford anything else. Think they have a Herge merger to go through recently? Yeah.
Israel first. Shut your mouth and pay through the ass. Is this guy agreeing with me or not?
Well, it is not Israel first. Iran, under the Islamic leadership, was a danger to the U.S. Also, not sure where you live or shop, but prices on everything started going up under Biden, and most have been on the downside. Even now, we are not at the prices we were paying under the last administration.
That's just not true. Here's a great graph. Look, everything is up except eggs. What do you know? That took 5 seconds.
You know nothing of the world. All food costs more except eggs.
Good thing you didn't put that NBC News thing there. Or they would have said, oh, fake news.
Eggs. Well, living rural and being spoiled enough to have local grown meats, some of those costs are not on my radar. But I would guess even you would concede the cost of OJ has to do with the freeze in Florida and nothing to do with this incursion. Okay.
Grocery prices are not going to fucking go up and down with a war in Iran. Like, what? Dude, it's 4 days. It's 4 days into the war in Iran. These numbers do not fucking reflect the war in Iran. They are pointing out that grocery prices have only gone up significantly under Trump 2 administration. God, they're so fucking dumb.
I like how it's
They don't understand how statistics. They don't understand how statistics work.
Oh, Trump brought down prices of everything. And then I show him a graph of everything that's gone up besides eggs. And he's like, okay, well, you know that like the president doesn't control those things, you stupid idiot. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh, I forgot about Biden, guys. I was thinking about how much things suck right now and how like things aren't better, but then I remembered that Biden existed and now I feel better. So today we tackled the Iran war, gas prices, affordability, all that crap. But tomorrow we're going to tackle Epstein because Talbot Henley has heard that Trump
they're
might
saying the largest gas price spike was like $5.09 a gallon on average. Why did it spike in 2022? What happened in 2022? I'm being serious, by the way. Why did it spike? What happened in 2022? Oh my God, the fucking invasion of Ukraine. I moved to Japan. Oh, that is true. No, it was the Russian-Ukraine war. That's what it was.
Listed in the files a few times.
So tonight I'm going to do some digging and see what I can find in these Epstein files.
That's right.
See you
That's
on the
what it
flip
was.
side. Howdy, partner. Welcome to another stupid-ass day in America. All right, what do we have on the agenda today? Okay, so we have to talk about Epstein, the Epstein Wars, whatever you want to call them, the files, the pedos.
All right, let's get through these quickly. Jesus Christ. No worries, that is a misquote fake news. We get our fuel D from Canada, Canada, then Saudi Arabis. Also have our own stock. Donald J. Trump, 1D, short-term oil prices, which will drop rapidly when the destruction of the Iran nuclear threat is over. It is a very small price to pay for USA and world safety and peace. Only fools would think differently, President DJT.
It's a fucking cult, chat. It's a goddamn cult.
This reminds me of that clip from Always Sunny when Dennis is reading that speech that Charlie wrote.
Okay, you want me to read the script?
Yes.
All right.
And action.
I'll read the words you wrote. Hello, fellow American. This you should vote. Me. I leave power. Good. Thank you. Thank you.
I would say 75% of people on this platform are illiterate, including myself. Saving Israel for last. In war, you always keep the enemy within sight. Oh, is that what you think is going to happen? So you think we're going to conquer every country in the Middle East? Iran, Saudi Arabia, habeas corpus.
No, it was Saudis Arabis. It's Saudis Arabis.
Kuwait, Afghanistan, Iraq, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Eritrea, Morocco. And then once we have all those Middle Eastern states, we're going to turn around to Israel and say, now it's your time to die, you son bitch. I don't think that's going to happen. But damn, that would be a good Western. All right, we got some more stuff to post. We got to get on this Epstein thing. What is this, the ball boat? Yeah, we're sending a bunch of balls over to Iran. Cool. Muslims hate dogs. False. So I got some screenshots that I want to make a little more better, bigly. And I'm going to do that by adding some images. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to add this right here. Nice, and that looks great. This is insane. This one...
Chat, he's literally posting fake news. This is kind of hilarious.
was under oath too. Trump allegedly sexually assaulted a minor in latest Epstein files drop. Yeah, this is real, by the way. This is from the Epstein files. This ain't a good look. I used to love Trump, but I don't want a president who is mentioned
Trump mentioned over 1 million times in Epstein
times, no matter who you are.
Driving for
Attorney
like 10.
General Pam Bondi said that Trump is all over the files and stated that his name appears over 1 million times. Some experts say he might be a pedophile, while others think that he's the most brilliant, smartest sex trafficker of his generation. Oh, all right, MAGA
so
patriots. Get ready to feel the wrath
That's
of
gold.
Talbot Henley. She is an idiot. While the Dow may be over 50,000, internal White House reports show that Pam Bondi's IQ is hovering around 62. I hope he is okay. Praying for a speedy recovery. New White House study shows that Trump may be diagnosed with Nechius Depreciation Syndrome, NDS, or commonly referred to as weird neck bruise. Trump's neck looks weird as hell. What is it? Doctors point to Nechius Depreciation Syndrome. How do you treat it? Dr. Fauci sits down with us to walk us through the causes, symptoms, and treatment. Hopefully that'll bite. Once
That's
upon
good.
a time
That's
in the
so good.
50s, a family could own a home, a car, and send the kids to college all on one income. It's because the wealthiest were taxed the most in modern U.S. history. We all had more because the wealthy had less. That's why it was so good. No one's talking about Iran at all. They're like, oh my God, my least favorite country is Muslim. Oh my God, did you know that every person who lives in the Middle East doesn't like America? I wonder why they don't like us. All that we've done throughout the entire existence of the Middle East post World War II is...
Dude, this is literally the thing that breaks liberals and conservatives' brains. Like, they'll say, like, oh, Islam's a radicalizing religion, right? And then you point out to them, like, well, what have we done to those Middle Eastern countries for the last, not only 26 years, but the last, like, I don't know, 80 years? Why do you not understand why they may think this way? Like, what? Like, how do you... If we've been constantly fucking with you for like decades, why would you think they wouldn't hate you? Like, what the fuck?
Bomb them, kill them, and take their resources. I wonder why they hate us. The original American sleeper cells are the gender freaks. Nah, the original sleeper cell is NyQuil or melatonin. My dad is doctor.
Nice.
I want to thank President Donald J. Trump for working like no other for no money to save a country that doesn't appreciate his sacrifice. Thank you, Mr. President. He has made...
Yeah, he donates all of his salary, except he's literally made billions of dollars since he's become president. I actually haven't seen this chart. Dividends. Yo, the dividends tax was huge. Yo, that's sick that the dividends taxes were that high back then. That's awesome. Remember when he said he was giving money to charity?
So much goddamn money.
Yeah, it's called the Trump
What is
Foundation.
this? Trump has made a ton of money for being president. He is killing it. I'm not too good
The
at
same
reading
money
math,
that went
but
into the
I
private
do
account?
know
Yeah.
colors and shapes. So, if we're looking at 2024, which is right here, he was sitting around 2.3 billion net worth. And net worth is different than how much cash you actually have. I just learned this from so net worth, you're sitting around 2.3 billion. Then he becomes president. I remember that day. It was a really good one. And then over the past 2 years, he has accumulated much more money.
Accumulated.
Making him worth 6.5 billion. And that's called marketing your skills correctly. See, if you just work hard, then you can get all the riches and gold you want. All you gotta do is a bunch of Ponzi schemes, rug pulls, and deals with foreign nations like Saudi Arabia and Israel. That's what the American dream's all about, baby.
Israel.
Dude, I am
Israel.
getting a lot of retruths. Oh my God, CNN does do that. They take gun and make dove. Liberal media. Oh my God, what? Holy crap. This is New York City Hall? New York has officially forgot? Wait. Guys, you can't sit down crisscross applesauce eating with your freaking hands while forgetting the two big elephants in the room. 9 and 11. I can't believe New York forgot. Oh, God. Dude, they really have no analysis. Obama library nearing completion. Oh my God, guys, remember Obama? Remember when Obama was a president? God, he was so bad. I don't remember why. Oh, and then I see a picture of him, and I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, I remember why I didn't like him. Because he was,
QQ, item reportedly overloaded as Hezbollah launches 100 rocket barrage at Israel. Hezbollah has a right to defend
RedState.com.
itself.
oh my gosh. No, Israel's being bombed? Oh no. Who could have seen this coming? This is not good.
I'm shaking my head, chat. I'm shaking my head. I'm shaking my head. I'm shaking my head.
Israel. Oh, poor little Israel. 5,500 targets struck inside Israel. I think that number is for the amount of children he diddled.
Got him. Got him.
Okay, let's check in on Truth Social. Okay.
The picture in the background.
How we doing?
Chat, the fucking picture in the background. Oh my God, the picture in the background was amazing. A caricature of Trump with cum running down his fucking mouth and, and the Star of David on his collar with a mission accomplished banner in the background. Fucking incredible.
Let's
Incredible.
Check in on Truth Social. Okay, I got more alerts. How we doing? What is Trump even posting anymore? Let's see. This is 3 hours ago.
The United States is the largest oil producer in the world, by far. So when oil prices go up, we make a lot of money. But far greater interest and importance to me, as president, is stopping an evil empire, Iran, from having nuclear weapons and destroying the Middle East. Indeed, the world. I won't ever let the world.
Thank you to your attention to this matter. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Oh, God. She is an idiot. See it yet? We all misspell here and there. Did you read the headline? I'm getting a lot more retruths. Oh, my God. I'm getting a lot more retruths than
Talbot Henley.
responses.
Talbot Henley.
Just in, U.S. military fires at Iranian vessel that approached the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft. CBS reports. Really? CBS? Can we use real news sources, please? Like screenshots and AI? Donald Trump is guilty of being the greatest president of all time.
Got him.
Yeah. So true. My favorite policy of his is the diddle little girls with Epstein Act.
I love my president. I trust my president. The entire country, but a few lunatics, voted for exactly what he's doing right now. Being in the Epstein files, making sure gas prices are high, using an ICE Gestapo to murder American citizens and kidnap little children and kill people in concentration camps, bombing other countries and making sure that we go into another forever war, and no trans athletes in the basketball or something. I can't remember. He is eradicating the deep state globalist demons. He is doing what needs to be done. Who said that would be easy? Patience and understanding with prayer. Yes, agree. It may take decades of instability and economic hardship. Millions will die in the process. But in the end, all will be well. This is what
All
I vote
be
for.
well.
Hey,
All will be
y'all.
well.
My name is Talbot Henley, and I'm here to tell you, from one MAGA voter to another, it's okay to admit when you're wrong. So if you've been scared that your neighbor, your
Let him go.
friend,
Let him
your
go off.
mommy,
Let him
your
go off.
daddy, your grandpappy, don't
Let him cook.
matter
Let him
who,
cook.
if you're scared that they're going to think ill of you for admitting that you're wrong,
let him cook,
or for not backing Mr. Trump no more, I'm here to tell you it's okay. You will be okay. But if you don't want to listen to old wise Talbot Henley, then I just have one thing to tell you. You,
Oh my God, on my desk, and I now see the picture.
my friend, are cattle. So either wake up or get the hell out of my country.
What are you calling them cattle for? Call them sheeple.
And if you're not hearing the words I'm saying because you got a little pea brain and you're a little bit illiterate, well, then maybe this will get through to you. I hear the headlines coming, they're rolling out again, and I ain't seen this much agreeing since I don't know when. Well, he's stuck in Epstein limbo, and the press.
I'm so jealous that he can play guitar and I can't.
And that Trump train don't seem rolling for much of very long. When he was just a baby.
So Kego, as someone who has done music videos, he's basically playing this, and he takes the audio from him playing it, and then he's lip syncing it. Correct? In these other shots.
Told him, son, here's $1 million. Now go have you some fun. But he didn't meet with children. No, that just can't be true. Well, he'll try to blame the Clintons, but he sucked Bubba too. Well,
yeah, the audio is playing out loud and he's singing along with it, but then the first recording is used as the audio. So then they delete the audio, I'm assuming. They probably have to do a bunch of takes to make sure they get the timing and everything right?
Bet there's Fox folks thinking in a studio downtown. How do we spin this one?
Right, only studio versions used? I think when I fucking learned that, it like blew my mind as a kid. It like blew my mind. I think I watched like a behind the scenes filming of like a music video. Because I was like one of those kids that watched MTV a ton and watched TRL and everything like that. I was like enthralled by music videos.
Well, we knew he had it coming. Pam Bonded took her vow. Well, you can try to black his name out, but he's a lame duck now. If you killed him in that prison, if that theory was just true, they would lock you up and damn, they might just kill you too. Right in Epstein's prison, that's where you ought to stay. And I bet that cell block camera might not record that day.
Nice. Peace. Chat, give it a thumbs up like I already did. Been a minute. Continually putting in good shit. Doing good shit. All right, chat. I'm gonna wrap things up. I got a couple videos I didn't get to. The enshittification of the MLB, how private equity kills sports, which is right up my fucking alley as a sports fan and someone who has studied economics and whatnot. Thank you for stream, no problem. And then also we have overzealots in defense of Cuba, how the media lies to you. That's another video that I would like to react to at some point. But unfortunately, that will not be today. So tomorrow for Unhinged Friday, we have 2 baseball games, and they slid back the start time of one of the games. So, I'm going to be late. Basically, I'm going to be late, chat. I'm going to be late. I'm kind of bummed. I'd imagine I'm probably going to have to stay for the whole game, but hopefully we blow this team out both games and games end quickly, or their pitchers duels and they end quickly, but that's not going to happen. But one can hope. But pay attention to the ghost cord for when we're starting Unhinged Friday. If we're doing Unhinged Friday, but I know Lab's been working a ton. Keko might not be available until the back end, I think, if I remember correctly. I guess Kidda and Plank are available. We could always fuck around with Species Unknown, but we'll see. We'll see. But thank you all so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. We will send you somewhere. I'm going to send you Cinemarxism, where Cinemarxism is continuing to do the same things we were doing React content and whatnot. But we're going to send you all over there. All right. Send you all over to Brett. Brett's talking about some base shit, probably. Chat, here are the raid messages. Here are the raid messages. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Phillies are on pace for 162-0, by the way. The Phillies won the game today. They almost blew it, but they didn't. They almost blew it, but they didn't. They won. They're on pace for 162-0. They're on pace for 162-0 for at least today and tomorrow. But anyway, chat, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good night. See y'all later. Go Birds. Fuck ICE. Free Palestine. Fuck Israel. See ya.